Alarming public health developments in history. There's never been anything like this.
Reporter Stacey Lynn is at the White House with more.
Without providing any evidence that links acetaminophen to the disorder, he says pregnant women shouldn't take it.
Taking Tylenol is not good.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
The FDA will issue a physician's notice about the risk of acetaminophen during pregnancy and begin the process to initiate a safety label change.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
There has been an abrupt change of heart by Disney and ABC over the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Here's reporter Craig Figner.
After days of blistering criticism, the Walt Disney Company says Jimmy Kimmel Live will return to the air on Tuesday. Disney says the show was suspended to avoid inflaming what Disney describes as a tense situation at an emotional moment for the country.
Syracuse University's Robert Thompson.
The idea of doing this suspension, getting all of these people really, really angry with you, and then bringing Kimmel back, which then makes the other half that was happy angry with you. It's almost like this week Disney has managed to maximize the damage that can be done by making a corporate decision.
A law professor at West Point has filed suit against the military academy, accusing it of violating the First Amendment. Legal analyst Laurie Levinson.
According to the lawsuit, the West Point Academy has been removing books, censoring syllabi by professors, and limiting what the professors can say and teach without prior approval of the administration. So this is a major First Amendment challenge to the government trying to suppress speech, even in the area of academics.
Texas Governor Abbott signed a bill into law today that limits restroom access for transgender people in government buildings and schools. Chris Fox reports.
I'm about to sign a law that says no men in women's restrooms. This is just common sense.
Using a restroom not matching a person's birth sex would result in a $25,000 penalty for the public school, university, or government institution that it happened in. The penalty rises to $125,000 for multiple offenses.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished higher. The S&P 500 setting a fresh new record, and the Dow Jones Industrials up by 66. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Coming up, the Army identifies 4 JBLM soldiers killed in a helicopter crash. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, South 5 through Seattle, already bumper to bumper coming out of Northgate down to the convention center. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you 45 minutes. That's a 20-minute delay. This stems from an earlier stall near Mercer that has cleared. Eastbound on the West Seattle Bridge, you're going to jam up at Highway 99. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both 40-minute trips. I-5 is getting crowded between Shoreline and Mount Lake Terrace. 405 is filling in between Kirkland and Totem Lake. In Kirkland, South 405 and Northeast 60th, a collision blocks your left toll lane. Bellevue to Renton's at 25 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way, 40 minutes. And if you're heading over toward Mercer Island, eastbound 90, we're slow at mid-span across the island due to our long-term road work. Seattle to Bellevue is right around a 15-minute trip. Outside of this, nothing's going to surprise you. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. The U.S. Army has now released the names of 4 soldiers killed in a helicopter crash in Thurston County last week. Among them were 2 Washington natives, 25-year-old Sergeant Donovan Scott of Tacoma and 23-year-old Sergeant Jadalyn Good of Mount Vernon. Lieutenant Colonel Ellie Scott tells KIRO 7 TV they were members of an elite aviation unit.
Not only did they volunteer to serve in the U.S. Army, but they also volunteered twice to say they wanted to be in the elite 160th.
Also lost were Chief Warrant Officers Andrew Cully of Missouri and Andrew Krause of Florida. Tacoma police say a suspect is now in custody following a double shooting that killed one person. This neighbor telling KIRO 7 TV he heard those gunshots.
Come out with a dog and just heard a lot of pop, pop, pop.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch says it happened yesterday in broad daylight along South Warner Street.
Tacoma police say 911 calls started coming in just before 3 p.m. Sunday. Shots fired with multiple victims. Here's Shelby Boyd with Tacoma police.
Our officers arrived on scene. They located 2 victims of gunshot wounds. wounds. One victim died of the wounds. The other was transported to a local hospital in critical condition.
Just before midnight, officers arrested an adult male on suspicion of murder and assault. No word on what led to that shooting. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Detention hearing is underway right now for a 13-year-old boy suspected of planning a mass shooting in Pierce County. Deputies found dozens of guns and boxes of ammunition that were seized from his Parkland home. We do have a reporter at that hearing today. We'll bring you more as we learn it. For the first time since 2001, the Seattle Mariners have a real shot at clinching the American League West. KIRO News Radio's Heather Bosch explains the math.
There are 6 games left in the Mariners' regular season, and right now the team is tops in the division with the most wins. The Houston Astros are second, given that
3 is a magic number.
710 Seattle sports producer Mike Lefko explains for the M's to win the AL West title,
some combination of 3 things involving them or the Astros have to happen.
Either the Mariners win 3 games or the M's win 2 and the Astros lose 1, and so on. That could happen as early as Wednesday night.
And the Mariners could clinch a wild card spot tomorrow night if both the M's and Yankees win. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny skies right now. Tomorrow more sunshine, but also some hazy smoke mixed in there. Right now 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
He better put his big boy pants on.
I've got big boy pants on. Oh, hey, everybody. Either it's bad lighting or it's bad meat. What did they change the lighting in here?
I think it's the screen. Because the screen was dull before. It was very, washed out.
That's what I really look like?
It's closer than it was.
Let me get some work done. How's the hair looking? Good.
Nice.
Okay.
Natural.
Hey, you stinker. Better believe it, my own natural hair growing naturally. This is for all you YouTubers. By the way, you can't comment with each other.
Nope.
On our show right now. Because others, you know what happened? Other people ruined it for you.
That's right. Why we can't have nice things.
We can't have nice, but we're trying to get it back on our show. There you go. And diving in. Yeah, the John Curley Show. Well, what do you know? Hi, everybody. Sorry I missed Friday. They did Best Of, which is oxymoron. So, like, oh, my God, what are they running? Joe wasn't even here. No. All right, this is what we think is news. Wrote it down for you on a piece of paper. Bring back bullying. Hashtag bring back bullying. Have you seen this? Why it's taking off? I'll give you an example of some bullying that was done to a missionary back in the 1960s and explaining why it was important to bully. Plus, also this day in history, a whole bunch of different stuff to get to. Let's see, Nathan Hale executed. Benedict Arnold commits treason. Joe, one note. See if anybody get this. 1-888-973. Need this microphone here. 1-888-973-5476. 1-888-973-5476. Theme song to this show that aired on this day. That's all you're going to get. Plus, also, I took a cab. Nice guy. Very nice guy. Nice brand new car yesterday from SeaTac to Eastlake. And it was $107. And
a cab
or
a...
no, Uber. Uber. And I thought, are cabs cheaper?
Oh, my.
Plus, Jim Walsh, who hasn't been on in a while. Coming on, all sorts of stuff, right? Hobbs' defiance of a DOJ letter asking for voter data. Brown Ferguson, so he's going to talk about that. Man, he's got a whole bunch of stuff. Rake Dolls. Quadrupling down on K-12 transgender. Are we going to try to limit him to like 2 of these topics?
He's producing his own show today.
Stop, Wash. Oh, by the way, is tomorrow Rapture?
Yes.
Oh, well, we better be ready for it. It's happening again. The last couple of times Rapture was supposed to happen, that wasn't this. Tomorrow is Rapture. And that's where I think all the bodies could rise up, and then there's the judgment, and then the rest of us are all kind of
7 years of chaos and misery on
But
Earth.
for the rest of us that are alive.
Yeah, we get the 7 years of misery.
When did that start?
Well, it starts when the rapture starts. So.
Got it. Plus, also the woman that's facing prison time for stealing these, which will shock you. And then a little bit of Mariners talk. Jimmy Kimmel suspended, and he comes back tomorrow? Right after during the rapture?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, there's some more misery if he's coming back. Plus, also, we'll talk about the gigantic Charlie Kirk Memorial. 60 or 70,000 inside. They say that 200,000 altogether were there. Some were forced to watch in other places. And Donald Trump, one comment that everybody seems to be sort of zeroing in on. And I think it really shows who Trump is. And I appreciate his honesty. Plus, also, a guy named Ry Curley, same last name, same spelling. In fact, I named my first son Ry, so let's find out if that's the same kid. Coming on, talks about the Seahawks as well. And also, a weird thing, if we have time, he probably will take up the entire thing on the Seahawks game. But what he's noticing, so he does play-by-play on Cozy Radio. He is your finest young broadcaster in the Pacific Northwest today, according to Rick Riz. More and more teams are not able to field teams, and games are being forfeited because of it. And it's an interesting sort of decline in the number of parents that are letting their kids play football. And there is a guy, a statistician, who's done the math. And he says if this continues, I forget how many years it is, till the NFL will be gone because of it. Maybe Ryle will jump in on that one as well. All right. Well, I ran out of music.
Oh, you know what that means.
Oh, I was thinking... In the Bushmen of the Kalahari in 1960-something, were visited by an anthropologist by the name of Richard Lee. And Richard thought, well, as a gift to them at Christmas time, I'm going to bring them a great big ox, the fattest ox I can find. And this tribe survives on hunters finding meat there in the Kalahari. So he figured as a gift, I would bring them this big ox. So he presents the ox, and he's standing there next to it, to the side of it. And one of the tribe members yells out something about it being nothing more than a bag of bones. And then everyone begins to laugh, and now they're mocking the gift. And they're all yelling about bag of bones. It's not even worth butchering, and why there's nothing there. There's no meat for us to eat. And Richard, the anthropologist, is looking at this huge ox that he took great care to make sure it was the biggest one he could find and presented to the tribe. He can't understand why they're mocking him. And now everyone's laughing, and they're all pointing at him and pointing at the ox, and everyone's yelling and yelling a bag of bones and bag of bones. He leaves and finds out from a sociologist and an expert in the field that the reason they were mocking him is because that type of mocking is central to the tribe. And then she goes on to explain to him the reason they mock is because they need to keep everyone's ego in check. Here's the example. If they didn't mock, they would be afraid that a younger, more experienced, stronger hunter would start to think of himself as better than the older hunters and better than the chief of the tribe. This ego, unchecked, would lead the hunter to become selfish, thinking of himself more than the rest of the tribe. And he might actually kill something, save some of the meat, store it off for himself, and not bring it back to the tribe. Or, worst case scenario, is that this young hunter that is stronger and faster and more experienced, better at killing, might start to think of himself as so good, so strong, so great, that I might want to kill somebody in the tribe. So, in order to create sort of social guardrails, they are constantly mocking to make sure that everybody's ego stays in check and nobody thinks that they're better than anyone else. They accept this. They know that that is not a bag of bones, but they do it just automatically as a way of keeping the peace within the tribe. All right. Which leads me to an outbreak of head lice that happened at St. Aloysius Academy many years ago when I was a student. The nuns there would send a letter home in your book bag that you were then told to give to your parents, telling them that they were deeply concerned about the beginning of the school year and an outbreak of head lice that is highly infectious and easily spread. And please take necessary precautions to make sure your child does not come in with head lice. Well, this letter would go out every year, and often it was either not taken out of the backpacks or book bags, or the parents just ignored it and didn't do anything about it. So one year, the nuns decided that they would hand out, for you, those of you watching at home, you're going to enjoy this. They would hand out 2 brand new number 2 pencils to us. And then we were told that the child in front of us would lean his head back. We were all boys. And then you would take your 2 number 2 pencils and then go through the child's hair to make sure that there were no head lice anywhere inside the hair of the kid whose head was now leaning over onto the front of your desk. And you'd go through it, and we were told that if you find any head lice, you get a gumdrop, which was a big deal. And by the way, everybody, you all get to keep your pencils after you're hunting through your neighbor's head looking for head lice. Well, that was the last time we ever had to look for head lice again, because it was such a humiliating experience. Remember the tribal hunters? That no kid came back in with head lice. The letter warning that it was important was ignored, but the shame, the humiliation of having your neighbor behind you go through your head with number 2 pencils was just enough to stop the spread of the highly contagious head lice that would go through the classroom. Connecting those two, there is a place and a time, and I am not advocating for bullying in any regard, but I think what happens in society is we put sort of guardrails up so that we all agree that we'll all behave within those guardrails. And if you want to go over that guardrail and you would like to do something that is sort of outside the social bounds, the crowd will do what it can to get you to come back into and between those guardrails so that we can all function, within our societal bounds. I think what has happened, and that's where this hashtag bring bullying back, I think what they're trying to say is particular behaviors that are outside those guardrails need to be mocked or humiliated for the sake of the individual that is expressing things that are outside those guardrails. And we want that person to come back in with the rest of us. But now, because of social media, again, coming around to social media, the person jumps over the guardrails, doesn't come back, and then seeks connections, relationships, quote unquote, friendships with people that have also decided to jump the guardrails and go there. And you search further and further and further away from societal norms, and then eventually you find others that share the same sort of perspective with you. Maybe not exactly, but at this point you're searching for your tribe, and you may find your tribe there. And this tribe has decided that, well, we don't play by the rules that the rest of them do. And in there is indoctrination, and I believe there is also a little bit of brainwashing that goes on that says, oh, these are the rules with our tribe, and you don't need to obey what's happening over there because they rejected you, they mocked you, they didn't see your uniqueness and the things that you do and you believe in. Come join us. Now, in that particular tribe that you have now found online that you believe you have connections with, which you really don't because you really have no real human connections with that individual. You're not seeing that person's face. You're not hearing the inflections of their voice. You're not noticing the pause, the uncomfortable silence that might exist between two people as they're trying to understand one another. But all of that is eradicated and all of that is erased because now it is just simply text back and forth. and you're putting something up online, it might be video, and that video is then found by others of this other tribe, and that other tribe supports you, and you would like more attention in that tribe than the other tribe, so you continue to move further and further away from the guardrails that all of us sort of try to exist within. And then in the furthest tribe you can find, they might have rules like words equal violence, and violence, words, and violence. Words must be met with violence, and therefore it's okay. In fact, it's supported by this tribe that you found after hours and hours, days and days, months and months of searching for your group of people that will accept you and all of your sort of idiosyncrasies. And you've added more and more idiosyncrasies so that you can expand who you think you are and encouraged by these people in these other tribes. And then when the one tribe that you have found online that you feel you have, quote unquote, friends with, finds itself coming back over the guardrails into the rest of society, you are now playing by the rules that you have found somewhere else that the rest of us don't accept. And the fact that the society rejects what you have only intensifies your feeling of isolation and your motivation to adjust the behavior or to seek vengeance on the crowd that has rejected you. So much in the manner of the Bushmen of the Kalahari that knew the survival of their tribe depended on every one of the individuals to understand that you're no greater, no better, and your ego needs to be kept in line. They mocked you, humiliated you, and everyone knew that that was sort of part of the game so they could continue to survive. Much to be learned. Much to be learned. Take a look at traffic for us. Here comes Nate over there. Nathan, how we doing out there?
That's not too bad. We do have a new crash heading into Seattle, South 5 at 520. It's in your left, just moved to your left shoulder, but it's real close to that main line. This adds to our bumper-to-bumper backup. Starting at 80th, Linwood to Seattle has improved, down from 45 minutes to a half hour. Southbound 99 is heavy from the Aurora Bridge to about mid-Lake Union. In Kirkland, we just cleared that collision, South 405 and Northeast 60th. Got a brief backup left at the scene. Once you get into Bellevue, South 405 gets thick at Southeast 8th down to Cold Creek Parkway before you start to thin out. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. Heading over to Mercer Island on eastbound 90. We're now thick mid-span across the island due to road work. Seattle to Bellevue is inched up a bit to 20 minutes. And Everett to Marysville doing all right, taking just 15 minutes. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
No, you're all so smart, aren't you? You're right. That's right. It was 1994 Friends debuted. And you got that first note. Everybody got that one. If you're looking online, because you're probably searching around and you see, I want to live longer, and you start to see all of these new doctors and clinics and stuff that's popping up. We can help you live longer. We've got this, and you can inject aminopeptides, and you can do this and do that. I'm sitting there thinking, where were you guys 25 years ago? Because Longevity Medical Clinic has been around that long. In fact, Dr. Mixon at Longevity 25 years ago was talking about the cutting-edge science. People, that's never going to work. Mixon was a pioneer in this. He knew exactly what he was doing. He's looking for various breakthroughs and treating all of the diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer that take us out of this game early, and trying to find ways to extend our life in a healthy way by being proactive. So if you've been searching and maybe you've all of a sudden see some new Johnny-come-lately come up on the screen, why not go to the original, longevitymedicalclinic.com. Take the free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Care Partners Senior Living is growing. Amanda here. We are very excited to introduce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, and North Creek Bothell, bringing compassionate, quality care at an affordable price, closer to more of you. Visit carepartnersliving.com today.
On this day after a Seahawks win, the clouds have parted. Let us give thanks to the Saints.
Holy catch!
Catfish. Saint JSN.
JSN makes a catch, makes a man miss.
Saint Tory.
He may go 40, 30, 20.
Man, I was out there running for a mile.
Make it 2 straight wins for the Seahawks.
It was a big win for us.
Now they go for 3 straight against the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
It's G. Scott. School's back, and it's rally time. Time to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong and stay focused, but for families on tight budgets, that's not easy. Safeway and the Washington State Department of Health have teamed up and need your help. Every dollar you donate at Safeway checkout helps families in need. And with SNAP Produce Match, they get twice as much for the dollar. Next time you're at Safeway, please donate to keep kids healthy.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
On this day after a Seahawks win,
The clouds have parted.
let us give thanks to the Saints.
Holy catfish!
Saint JSN.
JSN makes a catch, makes a man miss.
Saint Tory.
He may go 40, 30, 20.
Man, I was out there running for a mile.
Make it 2 straight wins for the Seahawks.
It was a big win for us.
Now they go for 3 straight against the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's Lori from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation with exciting news. We now offer K-Guard gutter system. Say goodbye to clogged gutters and hello to less maintenance. These top-of-the-line guards are exclusively available only at Guardian. K-Guard is designed to keep debris out, and their durability means they look great year-round without rusting or warping. Ready for hassle-free gutters? Protect your home with Guardian. To learn more about Guardian's exclusive K-Guard gutter system, call today or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Come celebrate Angel of the Winds Casino Resort's 21st anniversary this October. Turn up the fall with exciting special events, entertainment, and unforgettable experiences October 1st through the 28th. Whether you're stopping by for a night out or planning a weekend escape, there's something for everyone. Feel the energy, enjoy the festivities, and be part of the party. Celebrating over 2 decades of memories at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. October 1st through the 28th. Only at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
After being pulled off the air last week, late-night host Jimmy Kimmel is returning to ABC airwaves tomorrow. That announcement from parent company Disney after it suspended Kimmel for comments he made surrounding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Scott Nover is a media reporter with the Washington Post.
The FCC chairman, Mr. Brendan Carr, has been the biggest critic of Kimmel and his comments, and many press freedom critics have said that he spurred ABC to act in the first place.
There are now calls for Brendan Carr to testify before Congress. Washington U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell is the ranking member of the committee that oversees the FCC.
Brendan Carr should come before the Commerce Committee and talk about his actions that look like he's trying to influence these decisions that are licensure decisions based on what the president wants.
Cantwell was speaking on MSNBC. Cascade PBS is cutting 16 jobs now that Congress has eliminated all funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. More from KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
The Seattle-based outlet says it's losing $3.5 million a year. President Rob Dunlop calls the defunding of the CPB devastating. He says it affects more than 300 public media stations across the country. Cascade PBS will stop producing long-form written journalism and focus on streaming and local video series. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
A federal trial begins in Seattle this week to decide if Amazon duped customers into buying a Prime membership, then made it hard for them to cancel. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon says the Federal Trade Commission filed that lawsuit 2 years ago.
The complaint says Amazon used, quote, manipulative, coercive, or deceptive user interface designs known as dark patterns to trick those customers. Now, neither Amazon nor the FTC responded to requests for comment. Amazon has previously denied any wrongdoing.
And opening statements in that trial are set to begin tomorrow. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:32. Here's Nate Connors.
Bucky's Complete Auto Care has our update. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. You're crowded from Lake City Way into Linwood, real thick through Shoreline. Bellevue to Everett, 45 minutes. You're crowded through Kirkland and Totem Lake, but you're close to freeway speeds. Linwood to Seattle, 35. It's packed from 85th now down to I-90. We cleared our earlier collision near 520. North 5 slows approaching the West Seattle Bridge into downtown. In Bellevue, South 405 is thick from Southeast 8th to Cold Creek Parkway. Then you're going to thin out, but it remains crowded all the way down to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. If you're heading across Mercer Island, eastbound 90, it's now heavy coming out of the Mount Baker Tunnel across the island for road work. This is the long-term road work that's going to be with us for the next 2 weeks. Seattle to Bellevue, right around 20 minutes. Westbound crossing the lake looks good on both routes, and Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway plan on 40 minutes. For over 50 years, Buc-ee's has provided oil changes, brakes, factory service, and more with expertise and good old-fashioned service. No appointment needed. Friendly financing available. Visit Buc-ee's.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Clear skies for the most part today. Tomorrow, more sunshine, but it'll be mixed in with some wildfire haze, potentially, with highs in the mid-70s. Right now, 70 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I woke up last night around 2 in the morning and thought, can I think of any other heating, cooling, and plumbing electric company? And Nick's like, what? I said, can you think of any other company that does heating, cooling, plumbing, electric better than Home Comfort Alliance? She's like, no, go back to bed. It's Home Comfort Alliance. There we go. Wow. There we go. I hear that. Hello, you YouTubers out there. If you're trying to talk to one another, you can't right now on the show. Can't go into it.
Nobody told us not to go into it, but, you know.
All right, whatever. All right, this day in history. Here we go. Nathan Hale executed by the British for spying. 1780, Benedict Arnold commits treason. Ooh. Didn't work out those two. 1862, Lincoln issues the preliminary Emancipation Proclamation.
Nice. 1906,
Atlanta race massacre occurs in 1906. It begins. The Berlin airlift in 1948. Ford survives second assassination attempt.
In 17 days.
Poor guy. Like, why are you shooting at me?
What did he do?
1985, a Farm Aid concert is held in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois. Whew. There's a weatherman there at WCIA, Channel 13. Those farmers are serious about their weather. 1994, Friends debuts. Joe, I believe there's a song that goes with that. Come on, bring it up. There you go. That's how we bring the radio. Season 2, coming out of the Super Bowl, had 52.9 million viewers.
That's crazy.
Season 9 was considered to be the worst because the writers realized it was the last season, and then they needed to tie up all these loose ends. So they did a Hail Mary pass, and they had Rachel fall in love with Joey. Oh,
come on, man.
Come on. All right. I'm not doing that one, though. I want to do the 1948, the Berlin airlift. Gail Seymour Haverson, farm boy from Utah, became known as the Candy Bomber, and he talks to Fox 13. He died at the age of 101 back in 2022, but he talks about how he got started and why he was known as the Candy Bomber.
Well, I became the Candy Bomber because I knew a bunch of kids in Berlin where the Russians were blockading the Free Berliners, and they looked down at the kids when they take off and land, and they'd circle around to approach the end of the runway, wave at all the airplanes, just in gratitude, grateful to see them. Saw these little kids in Berlin, hadn't had any chocolate, or very little for a long time. And so I bought a bunch of chocolate bars and put them on parachutes, and coming in over the approach end to have the air crew chief go back and toss them out the big windows. And the look in their eye when they would say, describe opening the cover and seeing that chocolate, and then taking the first bite and putting back in the cover again. It just touched my soul to think that a candy bar could have such an effect. Too often we lose track of what we've got here in America. That's unique, and it takes care and keeping.
Yeah.
And I was grateful for that part that I was able to play. I enjoyed it very much.
The Colonel joined in 1941, right after Pearl Harbor was attacked. And one July day, this is after the Russians sealed off Berlin. Kids would come down and stand on the other side of this fence where this landing strip was. And Harrison went over to talk to them. It was cloudy and foggy that day, and not many of the C-54s were able to land. And they seemed somewhat concerned. And he told them, no, it's just the weather, as best he possibly could, speaking some German, and they spoke some English. And then one of the kids said, don't worry about us. We can go without food for a little while, but we'll never get our freedom back. Harrison was so touched by that. As he walked away, he stopped, he put his hand in his pocket and realized he had 2 pieces of Wrigley Spearmint gum. He then tore the pieces of gum in half and gave it to the kids on the other side of the fence. And they then took the gum and then they cut it up into smaller pieces and shared it with the rest of the kids who were there. And then he thought, you know what? I'm going to try to get him some candy. So the next day, he got chocolate bars and he put parachutes on them and he threw them out the window, just 3 to begin with. Well, word spread. And then in the United States, when people saw this, November 1948, there was so much candy that was being sent there. And there were people that were building little parachutes for all this candy. And it just kept coming from this day, September 22nd, 1948, to May 13th, 1949. More than 23 tons of candy, 250,000 little parachutes with chocolate bars came down for the kids there in Berlin.
Wow.
There you are.
How about that?
How about that? Yeah.
I hope none of the parachutes failed. A box of candy.
No. It wasn't a box. Just one candy bar.
Oh, really?
One at a time.
Oh, wow.
250,000 little parachutes.
Sheesh.
And wouldn't just drop the whole box down.
Might have been more efficient.
Yeah, well, what if they were a little just slightly more dangerous?
Yeah, maybe.
There was a woman, a bedridden woman, I'm reading about this, that she single-handedly made Mary Connors, I think, offered to take charge then. She took over the project. Yeah, she was making the little parachutes. All these people were making little parachutes with candy that were then taken and thrown off the back of the C-54.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, there you go. All right, he was known as the Chocolate Uncle, the Gumdrop Kid, the Chocolate Flyer, or Uncle Wiggle Wings, because he used to say to the kids, I'll come over and I'll wiggle my wings to the plane, which means that's about the time, that's your signal that I'm going to drop chocolate bars.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, by the way, they're not going to be all in one big package like Joe suggested. He would also be known as Uncle Death from the Sky. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
That's a fun one.
There you go. That's a fun one.
I never heard of him before.
I remember back to Friends Room. We went down there to the set of Friends. I think it was the second season. First season we were there, and then we didn't think we were back on the fourth season. Boy, had they changed by that point.
Really?
Ugh. When they were big stars.
Yeah.
But the first time they were all just like, we don't know. We're just lucky to have a job. This is great.
They were, right?
Yeah, and then they were really fun and happy, easy to talk to. And then the fourth time they're like, meow, wow, wow, wow.
Isn't that crazy that 50 million people watching at the peak? And I was with all the Jimmy Kimmel stories. His ratings came out, and it was, considered among the best in late night.
2 million, 2 million?
No, 150,000. That was like his share. And at the peak, when he's doing his best, it was only 250,000. But that's considered late night TV these days. That's the dominant audience.
Yeah, nuts. When I went to interview Schwimmer, David Schwimmer.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm going to do a really fun interview with him. So I called I think he went to Burbank High School. And I lied to the people at Burbank High School and said I went there and I lost my yearbook. Could you please send me my yearbook? And they did. They sent me a yearbook from that school. So I got David Schwimmer. I went through the whole yearbook. I saw how many times he was in it, all the different clubs he was in, and then I got all the cool kids. You could tell the cool kids.
Yeah.
So I went to interview him. I'm like, so now that you're a big star, do you ever want to go back and, say to Brian Ackerson, you're just a big jerk? Or maybe you think you could ask out Jennifer Lippin? He goes, whoa, do you know these people? He's like, oh my God, these names. Like, I'm bringing up the names of all these kids in high school.
Oh, that had to be traumatic.
He goes, well, I think I would like to say, nah. I said, well, there you go. Admit it. Let it go. David Schwimmer. I was for that movie, The Pallbearer.
Ooh, never saw that.
Oh, a horrible film. All right, let's do this. Let's check Nathan traffic. Nathan, what are you going to say for yourself?
Well, I want to say it's getting kind of busy out there. Global Credit Union has the update. Seattle to Everett has inched up to 55 minutes. Bellevue to Everett to 50. Everett to Marysville, 15 minutes. You're thick just north of the Snohomish River to 529, so we're not doing bad right now. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. It's heavy from 90th down to I-90. Seattle to Federal Way is going to take you a half hour. It jams up there at Interurban Avenue all the way down to State Route 516 before you catch a break. Again, we've got road work on eastbound 90 across Mercer Island, so right now you're going to jam up at about mid-span across the island. Seattle to Bellevue, though, right around 20 minutes. And if you're heading east of the mountains, Blewett Pass is closed for a wildfire. Still no estimation when this is going to reopen. They actually closed this last night. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
It's happened. The feds have dropped their rates. That means this is the lowest mortgage rate we've had in 3 years. The last time I checked, it was like 6.13 or something like that. You know what that means? Everyone that's been waiting and has been waiting for this news, here it comes. So the dam is broken, and now houses are going on the market. That means you're going to be competing against all the other houses on the market. So what's the best move for you? 2 names. Mike Novak. Why? Because he spends 70 times more than the average agent to market your house, to get your house sold. That's why Mike Novak Well, he outsells everybody else. He sells a house every single day. Don't you want that to be your house? Because you know, here come the buyers. And where are they going to go? Which house are they going to look at? They're going to look at Mike Novak's house. They're going to be looking at your house because Novak's got it, and Novak knows how to sell it because that's what he's been doing through good times and bad times, because this guy just simply dedicates himself 100% to selling the house. In fact, so much so, guarantees to sell your house in 21 days, or you don't have to pay him a commission. Mike Novak will get that house sold. All right, get in touch with him now. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks.com. Novak. meetthenovaks.com.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all 3 like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
If you're thinking about renovating an attic, spending more time in your sunroom, or building onto your home, a Carrier ductless unit is the perfect solution for climate control. It's efficient, quiet, and incredibly flexible when it comes to installation because there's no ductwork required. It's just one more way we're making your home totally comfortable.
Your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer will improve your home's comfort, air quality, and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find the expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. Is your siding ready for the wet season? Call 866-ROOF-ROOF for James Hardy Siding. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
So Joe was just going over what I'm supposed to do tomorrow for the rapture.
Oh, you think you're going?
Yeah, why not? What have I done wrong recently?
I'm just making sure you're good.
Are you? I don't want to go without you.
I'm not. Well, listen, I think there's some things buried deep down that still need confessing.
So the rapture is supposed to, what time's supposed to happen tomorrow?
I don't know. Time is unclear. In fact, they've given themselves kind of a 23rd-ish, 24th kind of window.
So giving you plenty of time. So repent. You got from now until whatever that window opens.
Yeah.
So start repenting.
I think it's midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. All right. So start repenting now for all of your sins. In fact, text us because we can get you forgiven right here on the air. So worst thing you've done, or if you'd like us to call someone for you and apologize, because that's the best way to make sure that you get raptured tomorrow. 1-888-973-5476. 1-888-973-5476. Teeny, you too?
Nobody does apologies like John Curley.
Yeah. So if you if you need to be forgiven for the rapture, which is going to happen tomorrow, this is going to be the fastest way to have it done.
That's right.
With the power of KIRO Radio.
This is a disaster.
Yeah, it should be for you. Because let me tell you something, sweetie. You're not going anywhere.
No, she's
You'd be burning in hell.
Whoa.
Get yourself a potato. It's going to be twice baked with you, Teeny.
That's all right.
All right. 1-888-973-5476. Plus, fast break, come back, and Jim Walsh comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 topics he wants to hit. Let's see if he can do it. So Jim Walsh comes on, our state representative, chair there, the Washington State Republican Party, who I always say is the Washington Generals, the New Jersey Reds, whatever, the sort of the team that always plays the Harlem Globetrotters.
Right.
And he hates that, so I won't do that to them this time.
Yeah, be nice.
All right, so let's see. He wants to talk about the Hobbs decision, trying to get the voter rolls, talk about Apple Healthcare and Ferguson. Boy, he's got tons of stuff.
Yeah,
he's producing the show.
I know.
Rakedahl, and then he wants to do Charlie Kirk. What, was Walsh in charge all of a sudden? We got a whole show we're trying to do here. Plus, also, next time you're at SeaTac and you leave SeaTac and you've got a decision to make, do I do Uber, Lyft, or a cab, a yellow cab? I've run the numbers for you, and the answer will shock you.
News you can use.
There you go. You had to say that at the end. Plus, Ryle will stop by, talk about the Seahawks, and also get him maybe to be give us the statistics on when the NFL will go out of business because parents are afraid of their kids being hurt playing football. Got all that? All right. In the meantime, here comes Nate. Look at the traffic. Nathan.
All right, John. Bucky's Complete Auto Repair Care has this report. Linwood to Seattle plan on 35 minutes. It's packed at 80th into downtown. North 5 jams up, approaching the West Seattle Bridge into downtown. Seattle to Federal Way is going to take you a half hour. You're packed at Interurban Avenue all the way down to State Route 516. Bellevue to South Center, 25 minutes. Not too bad. You do have a thick backup from Southeast 8th through Factoria. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways up to 45 minutes. Federal Way to Tacoma, a 20-minute commute. Got your typical backup starting at State Route 18 across the Puyallup River Bridge. If you're heading out toward Bonnie Lake, eastbound 410, bumper to bumper from 166 all the way up the hill in the downtown Bonnie Lake. Looks like this is just volume. And a heads up, the Hood Canal Bridge closes nightly for repair work from 8 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. the next morning. This is through Thursday morning. Planning a road trip? Plan to visit the Bucky's Complete Auto Repair for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, and factory maintenance. No appointment needed, and financing's available. Visit Bucky's.com. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Looking to put closets in that house of yours? Looking to create some order in some disorder areas? You can bring peace and organization to your house just like they did to the barn when Closets by Design came out. And here's what I love about these guys. They do complete custom. None of their designs come from pre-made or predefined standard parts. It is completely customized for you. They look at your space and they determine this would be the best thing for you. What do you think about this idea or that idea? They work with you because you set up a free in-home consultation and they take a look at the problem and they know exactly what it'll take to get that house organized. I'm talking about Closets by Design, they're locally owned. They've been around for 22 years. They're family-run business. They know your home. They know what you need. They know this marketplace, and they're going to offer 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation if you're in the market for closets. I know the first one that pops up on that Google look, but you know what? You want to go right to Closets by Design. Set up a free consultation today. Call them 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
Your brother's got an EV, your mom's got an EV, your cousin's got an EV. Don't you want one too? If you've ever thought about purchasing that electric vehicle, time's running out. Federal tax credits expire next week. I'll explain why and what you should do if you want one tomorrow on Seattle's Morning News.
Chris Sullivan's Choke Points on Seattle's Morning News. Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hey, football fans, Steve Rabel here. You know what makes Washington State truly special? It's the people, the everyday champions who serve, care, and connect. This fall, your local credit union, WSECU, is proud to celebrate 4 of these inspiring individuals as part of Washington's Community Champions. Serving Washington since 1957, WSECU is the only credit union named a Forbes Best Credit Union 5 years in a row. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your hero today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces. And trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, you need Valentine too. Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. Whether it's your roof, gutters, or siding, even attic insulation to exterior cleaning, Valentine Roofing has been helping KIRO listeners for the past 15 years. And with zero down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. So do what I did. Call 206 Roofing and get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools to help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
President Trump links autism to acetaminophen.
If you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol.
Returning to the air tomorrow.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Recognizing a Palestinian state.
Several Western countries have formally signed on.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A big announcement from President Trump and his Department of Health and Human Services. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
Without providing specific evidence linking them, President Trump says pregnant women should not take Tylenol because it can be associated with an increased risk of autism.
All pregnant women should talk to their doctors for more information.
He said ideally they shouldn't take it at all, but
if you can't tough it out, if there's a problem, you're going to end up doing it.
So what should pregnant women take instead?
There's not an alternative to that. And as you know, other of the medicines are absolutely proven bad. I mean, they've been proven bad.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists says today's announcement is not backed by the full body of scientific evidence and dangerously simplifies the many and complex cases of neurologic challenges in children. The group's president, Dr. Stephen Fleischman.
I think that recommendation doesn't stand, and I do think that the harm of patients not taking acetaminophen is probably a concern.
After days of protests and a petition signed by hundreds of celebrities in support of Jimmy Kimmel, his show hits the air again at ABC.
After being pulled off the air nearly a week ago, Jimmy Kimmel Live will return Tuesday.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
That announcement from the Walt Disney Company, the late night show had been, as the company called it, preempted indefinitely last Wednesday. That followed comments Kimmel made on his show in response to the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Disney said in a statement, in part, "We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday." Matt Piper, CBS News.
The Supreme Court agrees to quickly hear arguments expanding President Trump's power to shape independent agencies by overturning a 90-year-old precedent limiting when presidents can fire board members. Also, the justices have allowed the president to fire Democratic FTC Commissioner Rebecca Slaughter while her lawsuit plays out. At the UN General Assembly meeting, France joins a list of countries recognizing a Palestinian state. CBS's Jared Hill.
Several Western countries have formally signed on, including the UK, Canada, Australia, and Portugal.
We are acting to keep alive the possibility of peace.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer at the same time denounced Hamas and called for the terror group to release the hostages taken.
Now this.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
Coming up, a 13-year-old accused of plotting a mass shooting faces a judge. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, we're getting busy out there. This report brought to you by Wilcox Family Farm Eggs. In Tacoma, North 5, right past the Tacoma Dome, we've got a new collision blocking two right lanes. Heading out toward Bonnie Lake, eastbound 410, bumper to bumper from 166 at the bottom of the hill, all the way into downtown Bonnie Lake. Again, as far as I can tell, this is just volume. South Hill, westbound 512, you're packed from Woodland Avenue all the way out to State Route 167. I haven't located any blocking issues just yet. Seattle to Federal Way, plan on 35 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, also 35 minutes. It's packed from about 80th down to I-90. North 5, you're going to jam up approaching West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Because of our long-term road work now, eastbound 90 is heavy coming out of the Mount Baker Tunnel across Mercer Island. Bellevue to South Center, 25 minutes. It's thick from Southeast 8 through Factoria. And Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both at right around 55-minute commutes. Fresh food comes from local farms. Check the package for healthier eggs with 3 times the omega-3s. Choose Wilcox omega-3 eggs, locally fresh since 1909. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. The 13-year-old boy who Pierce County prosecutors say was planning a mass shooting will spend at least another 2 weeks in custody. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The boy was taken into custody September 6th after it was discovered he appeared to be planning a mass shooting and had easy access to more than 23 guns found in the home. Judge Joseph Evans ruled he remain in custody, at least for now. Pierce County Deputy Carly Capetto says the threat was real.
Detectives found photos of past shooters, almost like in a shrine-like manner in his bedroom, idolizing these past shooters.
Judge Evans says he will reconsider electronic home monitoring in 2 weeks' time. In Tacoma, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
2 of the 4 soldiers killed in last week's helicopter crash in Thurston County were from Western Washington. U.S. Army says 25-year-old Sergeant Donovan Scott was from Tacoma. 23-year-old Sergeant Jadalyn Good was from Mount Vernon. More from KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha.
The others killed are 35-year-old Chief Warrant Officers Andrew Cully from Missouri and 39-year-old Andrew Krause from Florida. The soldiers were on board the helicopter that crashed near Summit Lake in Thurston County after an aviation mishap last Wednesday evening.
The cause of that crash remains under investigation. A Washington State football player is recovering after being shot at a party following the Apple Cup in Pullman. Police say the suspected shooter is 20-year-old Jakari Buchanan, a University of Washington student. KIRO 7 TV reports offensive lineman Sone Falealo was acting as security when he confronted Buchanan, who was accused of assaulting a woman at that party. An arrest warrant for Buchanan has now been issued. Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell unveils a $15 million community safety initiative.
One life lost or one person shot is too many.
Harrell announcing that proposal today in front of Garfield High School, where a student was shot and killed last year trying to break up a fight. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Clear skies tonight. Come tomorrow, more sunshine mixed in with some wildfire smoke. Right now, 70 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
New species of crayfish has been found in eastern Washington. It's called the crayfish. Ooh. A grad student spotted its reddish-brown colored shell near a lake while hiking. News Tribune reports it's a crustacean. Scientists say it is native to the Palusi region.
Oh, wow. From the Palusi region.
Yeah. The Palouse.
Crab coming from there, that's...
I don't know they have much, it's a little far from the ocean.
Maybe it's one of those walking, so it gets out of the water and just walks across.
Amphibious crustacean.
Well, it's a crab.
That's true. That's a good point, yeah. Long distance traveling crab.
Yes. I was talking to Brad Brotherton. Yeah, Brotherton Cadillac, by the way. He went to the game there in the Palouse. He says, good game. If it had ended in the third quarter.
Okay.
Things went a little awry. Yes. All right, you YouTubers out there. Hang on a second. There you go. That's way off. All right, bring him in. Here comes Jim Walsh, who is apparently not only the state rep and chair of the Washington State Republican Party, but also the producer of the John Curley Show. I got the list, Walsh. You want to take up the whole show? Huh?
No, I'm just testing to see how on your toes you are with what's in the news.
Oh, I got it. All right, let's go all the way down the list. Let's see if we can hit all 5 of these. All right, so Washington election chief refuses to comply with the Department of Justice request for voter rolls. The federal government has said, hey, we want you. I think 23 states have already said, or 4 states or 5 states have already said, yeah, okay, here are the voter rolls. Texas says we can't give them to you yet because we got some technical problems. Kansas is saying no way, and they're willing to go to court on this one. And the state of Washington, with Mr. Hobbs, says that, nope, we're not going to give this. And the reason he doesn't want to, he says they're asking for name, birth date, residential address, driver's license number, and the last 4 digits Social Security number. He says that, the federal government's not allowed to ask for this sort of stuff, and we're not going to give it to him, Walsh.
Yeah, he's wrong, and he's there's a lot going on here. The person who wrote the letter, the demand letter or the request letter to Hobbs and these other state election officials is Harmeet Dillon. She's one of the number 2 lieutenants at the U.S. Department of Justice under Pam Bondi. Harmeet Dillon is tough. I mean, she is a proven litigator. I mean, she's tough. Mm-hmm. And Hobbs and his brain trust is no match for her. She cited 2 federal laws in the demand letter, the Help Americans Vote Act, HAVA, more recent one, and then the slightly older National Voter Registration Act. These are both federal laws. They both give the U.S. Department of Justice the ability, the oversight of how states manage their voter databases, and the Department of Justice has the right to request or demand a copy of a state's voter information to review it, make sure that you don't have illegal aliens or dead people or people who've moved to Texas in your Washington database. The state Secretary of State here, Hobbs, is in an absolutely untenable legal position to say no to this. Initially, he said he might do it. He didn't know, and now he's being a tough guy and saying he's not going to send it. He'll lose if it goes to court, which it means all the taxpayers, all of us, will end up having to foot the bill. I think that Hobbs is being set up by Ferguson and Brown here, you be the tough guy, you be the strong guy, and then he loses in court and, they can throw him under the bus. I don't think the left-wing people have ever liked Hobbs very much. He used to be a state senator, and he's kind of a moderate Democrat. And Inslee gave him the appointment to take over as Secretary of State when Kim Wyman left, mostly to get him out of the state Senate because he was too moderate. And he took the job, and he's been elected since then independently. But I think Ferguson and Brown, who are both to the left of Hobbs, would be happy to see Hobbs take the fall for this dumb fight with the Department of Justice.
So a little kind of background soap opera on this. The rumors were that Kim Wyman they picked her up and they moved her out of there because they wanted her out. They offer her some job in Washington, D.C. Of course, she jumps at it. She was the only Republican really working there in Olympia that was directly involved in the elections. So they offer her this thing. They pull her out of there, knowing, okay, we got a one spot. Hobbs was often not voting with the party line, especially when it came to all the climate change crap. So they thought, let's get Hobbs, let's pull him out. We'll move him over because we got Kim out of there. We'll stick him over there where he can't do as much damage. We'll stick him in this position and let him work there. And then we'll hire somebody. We'll get somebody else elected in there. And then we don't have to worry about Hobbs, messing up the deals. So that was sort of the behind the scenes. Whether it was ever true, no one's ever made to back it up, but it always sort of made for interesting sort of parlor games. So in this case, there are strict rules that the federal government can't get in there and start telling you exactly how to run the election, but they can. Often in the 14th to 15th Amendment, they've done this with the Voter Rights Act of 1965. They can come in and say, show us the data, right? So the data is coming forward. The DOJ wants to make sure that there aren't illegal aliens voting in the state of Washington?
Mostly that, but also just generally make sure that dead people aren't on the rolls. Make sure people who are in another state aren't on the rolls. And Hobbs's weak argument that I don't want to share this information with the feds is doubly weak because he's already sharing it with a NGO, with a nonprofit outfit called ERIC, which is the interstate, supposed to keep track of the timeliness of people moving from state to state. So they're already sharing the information. So this argument they can't share it with the Department of Justice is kind of goofy. They say it's to protect people's privacy, but the information is already not private. It's already a public information. So that's a weak argument. And the federal government, the DOJ, has to follow the same privacy protections the state does. He's in a weak position. He'll lose if they take it to court. So My advice to Mr. Hobbs would be, don't be dumb, make a deal, find a way to get the information to the DOJ. The other thing is there's some scuttlebutt, John, that whistleblowers may already have given the information to the Department of Justice, and that the request is just to test what Hobbs's office would hand over. So if that's true, Secretary Hobbs, you may be getting set up here. Cooperate. It'll be better for you and for everybody in the long run. Let them check the database and see if there are illegal aliens on it, see if there are dead people on it, and clean it up.
Let's see. I'm going to grab yours, number 4 here. Rakedahl quadruples down, according to you, on K-12 transgender issue motivating conservatives to act. So 23 states, as of 2023, now have laws on the books that don't let men compete against women in sports because they would be in violation of Title IX, which set up to make sure that women's sports are funded.
To protect women's sports, exactly.
Right, so that the funding doesn't get drained away and that women can compete against other women. 23 states say, yes, the laws are in place. State of Washington, whenever you asked Chris Rakedahl about it, he goes, well, we're just obeying the laws here in the state of Washington that allow men to compete against women.
Yeah, when you look up the term useful idiot in the dictionary, there's Chris Rakedahl staring right back at you. This guy is motivating and activating more conservatives in Washington state than anyone else. We're worried about, conservative, moderate people moving away because of the bad taxes and everything and the bad schools. Rakedahl is helping. He's converting Issaquah soccer moms into right-wing Charlie Kirk fans faster than anybody else in Washington politics. His position defending boys playing in girls' sports is illegal, unconstitutional, and unethical. And it's an issue that cuts 99-1 against him. And there he is playing the fool and trying to maintain this unmaintainable position. It's just stunning, John.
But Representative Jim Walsh, but the law says when in the state of Washington they said that and also the federal government said they extended with Biden spoke. So Title IX protected sex and gender identity, and in the state of Washington it also has sex and gender identity in there, which then scoops up boys to compete against girls. So wouldn't you guys in Olympia need to be able to write a law or pass a new one that would simply say, hey, boys and girls cannot compete against one another? There's an initiative
out there right now gathering signatures that does that clarifies the law. Now, the thing, Uncle Joe Biden stumbling through the law there back in D.C., he screwed up Title IX. That's been since straightened out by the new administration. In Washington, this supposed law that Rakedahl keeps referring to is there is a piece of statutory law that refers to these issues, but not about boys and girls sports. It's an anti-discrimination law that's attached to our insurance regulation laws that says you can't discriminate in insurance against people who identify as the different gender than what they were born. They really are pulling that string off that sweater really hard to make it apply to sports, where federal Title IX, which is part of the Civil Rights Act back in D.C., that Title IX you always hear about is kind of the controlling law on the matter of sports. So this argument they make about state law, it's a stretch. I mean, yeah, there's state law that protects transgender people from insurance benefits, from getting discriminated against in insurance benefits. It has nothing to do with sports.
But this could be settled in two ways. The Department of Education not sending funding to the state of Washington, or I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court is going to finally hear a case in October regarding this. So the answer might be made for us in the other Washington, but you're right. So Rakedahl still wanting young men to be able to compete against young women, track and field and other events. The last one you have on here, which I didn't look at because I couldn't quite understand it, Jim. Charlie Kirk. So
All right.
the event in Arizona, right? The event is in Olympia yesterday. People calling, texting, stopping me at the Safeway, asking, what can we do? They want to act, and they don't know what action to take. You are among the great work that you do. You're also a historian, and I always respect your takes on this. So if we go back to the assassination of the Arch Ferdinand there, starting World War I, and I look to see how many times if someone is assassinated, how often it turns out to be good, and how often the actions of the assassin are ever met at the finish line, where whatever that assassin hoped to accomplish actually didn't occur to their liking. So they take a life, and things actually work out to the opposite.
Worse for the shooter.
Worse for the shooter, right? So you could look at any one of the historical examples. What happens next, do you think, after the assassination of Charlie Kirk?
I think there is an awakening. I think there is a revival. And a lot of Kirk's most devoted followers hope it will be a religious revival, and it may be. But I work a little more in the political world, and I'm seeing it. And I think it's going to be a political and a public policy, a public service revival. I'm not joking, John. When last time I was in the Safeway at Aberdeen, not just one person stopped me. Like it was three people stopped me to ask about Charlie Kirk, to ask about what they could do. And I mean, I'm not that recognizable, but this is driving people into thinking they have to take action. And you know, the answers are easy. Are you registered to vote? Do you vote? Yeah, well, I don't vote because, you know, it seems like it's crooked to me. And, you know, every time we put $30 car tabs in, they reverse it. And I don't really vote that much anymore. Well, so my answer is, don't do that. You got to vote. And they're like, oh, yeah, I know you're right. I know you're right. I will. But I want to do more. I want to do something. So I tell them, well, run for school board. Figure it out. Go run for public office. Run for a dike district, a sewer district. Get involved. Run for one of the volunteer positions somewhere. Run for precinct committee officer. That's your neighborhood person. And they shake. Okay, I know I've always done. I don't want to get involved, but now I want to get involved. I feel like I need to do something. If the least they do, John, is vote when they haven't been voting, those what we call them low propensity voters. If the low propensity voters will vote, will send their ballot in, I think that this is going to change. It's going to change politics. But you and I have talked about Kirk before. Kirk is bigger than politics. But I think his assassination will activate people. And you're right. If listeners don't know about Archduke Ferdinand of Bosnia, look it up. It was the thing. He got shot. He was assassinated. It was the thing that, in theory, started World War I. Now, the truth is there was a lot of other stuff going on, too. But that assassination was the reason given for that World War I to start. And it ended badly for the fellow who thought he was going to start a revolution by shooting this poor Archduke, who was sort of a trust fund guy in European politics. And it worked out the opposite of what the shooter had intended. And I think this poor, confused kid, if it turns out that he was the shooter, which that still has to be tried in court, but if the kid who got arrested and the suspect is the one who did it, and that all gets proved, he's a totally confused left-wing kid who, you know, thought he was striking a blow for like transgender rights, apparently. It's going to have the reversed effect, kid. You're going to end up activating a bunch of people who are politically on the other side of a lot of issues from where you are. And you should have thought it through, kid, before you shot this guy.
Jim Walsh, our state representative there, the chair of the Washington State Republicans Party. By the way, as of last count from the last 72 hours, 64,000 requests have come in to Turning Point of people, young college kids and high school kids that want to get involved. So
a lot of them were down in Arizona yesterday for the funeral, but a couple of them, we did a memorial service up in Olympia, and there was a young gal from PLU, Pacific Lutheran University, who was like the highest ranked person in Turning Point who didn't go to Arizona. And she read a speech on behalf of Turning Point, and it was phenomenal. And she's a kid, she's a student at PLU. And if she's an indicator of the people involved in Turning Point, they're going to change this country, John.
We can't play Bruce Springsteen or it gets taken down on YouTube, so goodbye. Thanks, Walsh.
Good to talk to you, John.
There he goes, out the door. 1, 2, 3. We got 3 of his topics anyway.
Attaboy.
Close enough.
Nice.
Walsh producing the show for us. Here comes Nate over there, checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, John, Seattle Sports has the update. Let's start you in Tacoma, North 5 by the Tacoma Dome. A collision now just blocks the far right exit lane to Portland Avenue. Had a couple lanes blocked for a while. Tacoma to Olympia, plan on 45 minutes. You've got about a 2 to 3 mile thick backup at the JBLM main gate. Otherwise, it's pretty smooth commute here. Eastbound 162 and East Puyallup is bumper to bumper from Pioneer Way across the Puyallup River. That's about a 4 mile thick backup there, which is unusual. South Hill, westbound 512, you're packed through the South Hill curve approaching 31st, but we're showing signs of thinning out now. Southbound 167 is packed from Highway 18 into Puyallup. Plan on 20 to 25 minutes to clear this. Linwood to Seattle, a half hour. You're packed at Ravenna Boulevard in the downtown. North 5 is thick at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. And Seattle to Bellevue on eastbound 90, 25 minutes. You're bumper to bumper from Rainier Avenue all the way out to North Mercer Way due to road work. Eastbound 520 across the lake is wide open. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
One of the greatest bands in rock history, The Who, present The Song Is Over, the North American Farewell Tour. See Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey, The Who, live in Seattle, performing this Thursday at Climate Pledge Arena. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. The Who, for the very last time. The song is over. For more, visit thewho.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing. When it's time to get that roof replaced, choose Guardian with our expert insured team and our Guardian Guarantee. Call now and get 1 year of maintenance free with the installation of a new roof, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Jimmy Kimmel is going back on the air following his suspension last week. Announcement coming today from Disney, which pulled his show after Kimmel's comments about Charlie Kirk. More from KNX reporter Craig Figner.
Disney faced protest at its studio and protest outside the theater where Jimmy Kimmel Live records. Now the company says after conversations with Jimmy Kimmel that Jimmy Kimmel Live will be returning to the air on Tuesday. Disney, in their statement, says that the show was suspended to avoid inflaming what Disney has described as a tense situation at an emotional moment for the country.
A student group at the University of Washington has canceled a controversial activity inviting students to shoot Nerf guns at dartboards featuring political figures. The event, part of an on-campus carnival, was edited after backlash following the assassination of Kirk. University officials tell Seattle Red the group recognized the idea was inappropriate. The Federal Drug Administration will notify physicians soon about limiting acetaminophen during pregnancy. FDA claims it can increase the risk of autism. CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports many doctors are pushing back.
There is strong criticism of the announcement from the medical community. The head of the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists called it highly unsettling. The top officials, quote, are willing to make an announcement that will affect the health and well-being of millions of people without the backing of reliable data.
The Thurston County Sheriff is raising concerns about proposed budget cuts that could slash his department's funding. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi has more from Sheriff Derek Sanders.
In a social media post, Sanders says all county departments were asked to draw up budgets with 26% cuts. Sanders says that's unrealistic and would set things back in terms of jail capacity and response times to the levels of the 1970s. He blames inflation, rising costs, and unfunded mandates for the shortfall. At least 12 corrections deputies are expected to be cut with the end of the county's work release program. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Some baseball fans say they're arriving at ballparks to find their digital tickets gone. New York Times says scammers stole and resold them on StubHub and SeatGeek. MLB tells The Athletic stolen logins were used. The Mariners tell us they have not had any of their fans impacted by this. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 4:33 with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. This report is brought to us by Home Comfort Alliance. In Tacoma, northbound I-5 by the Tacoma Dome, your far right exit lane remains blocked from a collision. Tacoma to Olympia has gone up just a tad to 50 minutes, but you've only got about a 3-mile backup at the JBLM main gate in your way. Otherwise, it's pretty wide open. Seattle to Federal Way is at 35 minutes. We've got scattered backups now from Interurban Avenue down to State Route 516. We've got a new collision partially blocking your South 5 on-ramp from State Route 516. Linwood to Seattle, a half hour. You're packed from Lake City Way in the downtown. North 5 is bumper to bumper from the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Seattle to Bellevue on eastbound 90 is up to a half-hour commute. You're bumper to bumper now from Rainier Avenue all the way out to North Mercer Way due to road work. Again, this is that long-term road work that'll be with us for the next couple of weeks. Eastbound 520 is wide open, but you'll have to pay the toll. Well worth it if you ask me. Seattle to Everett, Bellevue to Everett are both 55-minute commutes. And again, east of the mountains, Blewett Pass is closed due to a wildfire. We just got an update from WashDOT. This will be closed at least overnight again. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quote ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Hazy skies tomorrow and Wednesday. Moderate air quality for most and pleasant temperatures in the mid-70s. Right now, 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
KIRO 7 News in the Morning gets you plugged in and connected to our community. Important stories and breaking news happening right now from where you live. Plus, KIRO 7 pinpoint weather and real-time traffic every 10 minutes gets you prepared before you head out the door. Get up, get ready, get going with KIRO 7 News in the Morning, 4:30 to 7 a.m.
Thank you, Joe. Well said, well read. Did I mention Buc-ee's? Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers with 16 locations. They've been around for 55 years, Joe. 55 years. That's Buc-ee's. Again, we try to paint pictures with words, and it would be take the car that's broken down, fill it with rats that are uncooperative, older ones that are willing to give it up, that are not concerned with the rapture coming tomorrow. Push it over a cliff. Or take the car to Buc-ee's Auto Service Center. 16 locations, been around for 55 years. I think the choice is obvious. Buc-ee's. All right. By the way, we were incorrect, and we always like to make sure we don't put anything on the air that isn't absolutely checked to 100%. Nielsen ratings, Q2. Jimmy Kimmel has got who's watching the show? 2.1 million, somewhere in there. 2.1 million, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They show Colbert, I think, is winning. I think Kimmel's in third place. So,
fake news.
I saw Babylon Bee put up a funny thing. People okay with murder are outraged by a TV show being canceled. Well, anyway, Kimmel comes back. It's going to be interesting to see how it's going to give him some material. Because if you remember, real quick thing on this, if you remember the thing that apparently got him fired wasn't even a joke, right? There was no punchline on it, but he said it. Here was the same. Where is he? Is it right here?
I got it. Right? Ready?
Yep. Here it is. Where's the joke?
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
I guess so. In the full context, they were playing the clip of Trump immediately after that's what they say he was fired for. But immediately after that, those words, they played the clip of Trump on the White House lawn, and they said, "Oh,
yeah." And I got to say something. I watched that clip a couple of times. I'm not going to always defend Trump, but like the person asked, how are you doing personally after the death of your friend, right? And then he says something, I'm doing well, it's nice to see they're doing construction over there on the ballroom. Yeah. They, whatever. It's like, I can imagine he didn't hear it because there's no way, that doesn't make absolutely any sense at all, whether somebody manipulated the audio in such a way. Because I watched Trump's speech at the memorial that they had for Charlie Kirk. It wasn't like, maybe he brought up some stuff having to do with, John F. Kennedy or with Robert Kennedy Jr.,
tariffs, I think.
Tariffs and things like that. He got all that stuff in there, but you could tell he was moved by the fact that he lost his friend. I don't know. But anyway, so Kimmel comes back tomorrow. Everybody's all excited about that. It'll be interesting to see what his numbers are like because will people tune in just to see what he says? I would say no. I think they'll probably just wait to see what comes up on Instagram or YouTube rather than sitting through what is normally not a very funny show, but it's Jimmy Kimmel comes back again. So good for that. And, here's the other kind of weird stuff. People are always doing this. Oh, yeah, well, what about this? Because here's Kimmel just celebrating.
Fox News has severed bow ties with Tucker Carlson. After all these years, they are parting ways, which means he was fired. I mean, that's really what parting ways means. Tucker couldn't be reached for comment. He's already on a plane to Moscow to meet with his manager. But what a shock. I mean, what an absolutely delightful shock.
Okay. Let's do the rapture, because apparently, is this 2018 was the last one? I forget how many times rapture is supposed to come around. It's in the Bible that at a certain point, Jesus Christ comes back, judge the living from the dead, and those will ascend to heaven. The rest will be left behind. 1 billion or something people will be taken, and then there's going to be mayhem because there's not going to be anybody around, and there's going to be 7 years of chaos or something.
2021 was the last.
Okay, so then this TikToker, Ben Power, is explaining the rapture talk phenomenon.
Something strange is happening on TikTok and other social media platforms.
Isn't everything always strange happening on TikTok?
Yes. Right now. Tens of thousands of Americans are convinced the rapture, the sudden disappearance of Christians before the end of the world, is coming this month. They're selling belongings, quitting jobs, posting countdown clocks, all because one viral prophecy claims it's happening on September 23rd, 2025, the Feast of Trumpets. But here's the problem. The Bible verse used to back this up, 1 Thessalonians 4:17, was written 2,000 years ago. It talks about believers being caught up in the clouds to meet Christ, but it also says no one knows the day or hour.
Oh, yeah.
The modern idea of a secret rapture before a 7-year tribulation, that didn't even exist until the 1800s. It started with an Anglo-Irish preacher named John Nelson Darby, spread in America through the Scofield Reference Bible, and exploded into pop culture.
Some Irishmen spreading a bunch of malarkey.
Darby.
With the late great Planet Earth in the 1970s and Left Behind in the 90s.
I remember that. Remember
Every
that movie?
few decades, someone sets a date. 1988 failed. 2011 failed. The Bible says you won't know the day, yet TikTok and other platforms reward urgency, emotion, and sensational claims. Hashtags like Rapture Talk push people deeper into the rabbit hole. Sky trumpets, Euphrates drying up, dream compilations, all stitched together to look like prophecy unfolding in real time.
Okay, got it. About an hour ago, we asked you to text in anything if you are concerned that you need to confess something that you've done so that you sort of clean your soul, you wipe clean the jiva, then you will be taken up into heaven. So was it Fox Island G?
Yes, Fox Island G.
He basically took and gave us every single sort of sin against man that he committed, and then we realized, oh, wait a minute, he just stole that from the Goonies movie.
Hey, kid, I want you to spill your guts. Tell us everything. Everything.
Everything. Okay, I'll talk.
So apparently this is what Fox LNG, this is what he's guilty of.
Word for word.
Word for word.
In 3rd grade, I cheated on my history exam. In 4th grade, I stole my Uncle Max's toupee and I glued it on my face when I played Moses in my Hebrew school play. In 5th grade, I knocked my sister Edie down the stairs and I blamed it on the dog. But the worst thing I ever done, I mixed up all this fake puke at home, and then I went to this movie theater, hid the puke in my jacket, climbed up to the balcony, and then I made a noise like this. And then I dumped it over the side. And all the people in the audience, then this was horrible. All the people started getting sick and throwing up all over each other. I never felt so bad in my entire life.
Wow.
I'm beginning to like this kid, man.
Fox LNG, so that's really weird that he has the exact same sins.
Is that a coincidence?
Yeah, weird. And
like that kid with your name coming on.
The rest of everybody else, anybody else have any sins they need to be
Nobody
forgiven?
has taken us up on the offer.
No.
But we are 1 degree of separation from the Pope, remember. All the Dr. David, Father David.
Okay, wow, you're going way back. Never mind. I don't know what you're talking about. Jeez. There's one of your sins. Talk to Nate, check in traffic for us, Nathan.
Thanks, John. Seattle Sports has the update. In Tacoma, North 5 in front of the Dome, a collision still blocks that far right exit lane. Linwood to Seattle, a half hour. It's packed from Lake City Way in the downtown, which isn't terrible for this time of day. North 5 is packed from the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Part of this is because we've got a stall at Michigan blocking the HOV lane. Seattle to Bellevue on eastbound I-90 is a half-hour drive. It's bumper-to-bumper approaching Rainier Avenue all the way out to North Mercer Way due to this road work. Again, eastbound 520 wide open, but you'll have to pay the toll. Seattle to Everett, Bellevue to Everett, both just hit 1 hour. I-5 is heavy from 520 to Linwood. North 405 heavy from 520 to 527. You'll catch a little break and then more crowding as you head into Alderwood. Renton to Bellevue, 20 minutes. It's heavy from mid-Bellevue to the VMAC. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Let me tell you something. I know what it's like. You watch that hair begin to thin and the crown disappears. That hair loss just starts to robs you of your identity. That's exactly how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair. You see, Advanced Hair has got this simple one-day treatment. They regrew my own natural hair. The same thing for you. They can do it for you because as you're looking in the mirror and you're noticing the hair is going away, you have a couple of choices to make. Do you just sort of settle in on the fact that you're going to be bald? Maybe you shave your head. Maybe you get a collection of hats. Or maybe you want your hair back. This is the best move for you. You can set up a free consultation with $250 off and $250 free hair graft. You just give them a call at 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185. You don't want to wait because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the 425 Business of the Year. That's second time in a row. Give them a call, 425-449-8185, or visit them online at advancedhair.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
The markets and the economy will change, but you should always know what you can rely on from your financial advisor. I'm John Ramsire with Baird Private Wealth Management in Seattle. With deep planning and investment expertise, Baird's financial advisors have guided individuals and families through changing markets for more than 100 years. And in all that time, our guiding principle has never changed. Our clients come first, always. Discover the Baird difference at rwbaird.com/Seattle.
When the weather changes, your home shouldn't be the one left unprepared. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. We offer the strongest solutions in roofing, siding, decking, windows, and gutters, made for the Pacific Northwest. And right now, get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months or up to $3,000 off your next project. No gimmicks, no stress, just reliability you can count on. Visit stateroofing.com or call 866-ROOF-ROOF to schedule your free estimate today.
State Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JVC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with 0 risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
You know that cartoon of the three-eyed fish swimming in polluted water next to a nuclear power plant?
Yeah, classic.
I used to think that was real, but I just learned that nuclear energy waste isn't some glowing green goo. It's actually used fuel rods from nuclear reactors that made electricity.
Wait, so no barrels of leaking sludge?
No, solid used fuel rods are safely stored at all the nuclear power plants in the U.S., including the one in Richland.
So the cartoon fish isn't real?
Not even close. Learn the facts about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com.
Switching bath soap from sandalwood to tropical essence? That's glamping in the rainforest. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Tolling soon. Free good-to-go sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
All right, have you taken a cab or an Uber ride from SeaTac Airport? I looked it up to see because I took one yesterday. Nice guy, got in the Uber, and it was almost $107. I was like, holy. From here to like Eastlake. We're from SeaTac to Eastlake.
Do you know if you picked like black car or standard?
No, regular old thing that came up, boop, right there. Nice guy, brand new car. So I decided, like, wow, this is nuts. Because normally I don't like to park there because the parking's a ripoff. But now I got to say, no offense, Uber. But man, because of the cost of gasoline, we're now number one in the United States. Yeah, let's save the planet. And then you get the Seattle City Council coming in and saying to the Uber and Lyft thing, you got to pay them a minimum wage. That drives it up. So you look, it's cheaper to get in a cab. And the reason people went away from cabs for a while was mocked on, was it South Park? Did a little mocking of it. So this must have been a little while ago. So you get one guy's being represented by the cab drivers, and then somebody in the back is, I guess, just a regular, taxi rider or something. They're at a city council meeting or something, right? Yeah.
Nobody takes jobs away from us. We need to speak to Mayor and tell her to shut down this illegitimate business. Or maybe we could have the police shut him down.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you guys just make your cars cleaner and nicer and try to be better to your customers so that you can compete with Handy Car's popularity in the marketplace? Just ignore my friend. He's mentally disabled. Don't mind me.
Yeah, so the city has got all sorts of history of this thing. Let's see, they tried to do, 2014 City Council tried to come in and cap the number of drivers in order to protect the cabs. The city replaced it. After legal challenges, 2015, the city came up with ordinance regarding letting the cab drivers unionized. Then they came up with another one. They wanted to make sure that Uber drivers get paid the right amount of money. So they're in there messing around with the free market. Well, and on the free market, as free as it possibly can be in the city of Seattle, you're better off taking a cab than you are Uber. Because you want to save 40% or 50%, you could take a cab. And next time I'll do that. But it's like, it is one of these things you're like, when you get in the back of that Uber, it's nice and clean, smells nice. Guy's like, do you need anything? You want some, water or whatever? You get in a yellow cab, it's like, whoa.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
A lot of them. A lot of them. You're like, I hope you enjoy my stink. It's like, yikes, gee whiz. Now, because in Uber, you'd go, stinky Uber guy, dirty car, right? And that guy would then get hurt. His number would go down, right? Or if you were a terrible passenger. So everybody's sort of checking one out, checking one another. You get a yellow cab, you could get a good one, you get a bad one, but hey, is it worth it? Are you better off saving 40% of your cab ride or your ride from the airport to wherever you're going, and you're not in the cleanest car. I don't care. I'm not in there performing open heart surgery. Just get a car. It's probably cleaner than my house. Or cleaner than my car, certainly.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So there. Next time, yellow cab. Then people, oh no, what about you going to do? What are you going to do? Save Uber.
Give us the self-driving cars already.
They're coming.
Yep.
Oh, city council will try to block it. All right. Here's Nate over there checking traffic and see how people are driving around right now. Nathan.
All right. Washington 811 has our update. One of our bigger drives this afternoon is Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett. They're keeping up with each other, both taking right around an hour. I-5 is packed from 520 to Linwood. 405 is heavy from 520 to 527. You'll thin out and then a little more crowding as you approach that Alderwood interchange. Linwood to Seattle is a half hour. We're now getting thick in Linwood, and then you're clear all the way until Northeast 50th in the U District down to I-90. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, looking good. Just 20 minutes on both I-90 and 520. It's going the other way. Seattle to Bellevue on eastbound 90 is taking you a half hour. You're now bumper to bumper from I-5 all the way across the island due to road work. Again, eastbound 520 wide open. Renton to Puyallup is a 40-minute trip. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I know you want to get that house organized. You want to feel better about having organization in your place. So, Ian, can you help me with the screen for me? There you go. The best thing to do is have Closets by Design come into the house because these guys are locally run. They are family owned, and they've been around for 22 years. They know exactly what they're doing is they highly customize. Every single one of their project is made for their customer. That's you. So it's nothing pre-made, no predefined standardized parts, not like the competition. These guys are coming in and customizing it and doing it in such a way that you hadn't even thought of some of the suggestions they're coming up with. I know when they came out to the barn a number of months ago, sat down with Nick and suggested, you know what we could do? Let's build a cabinet in the washer-dryer room. Didn't even think about that. And when it came to the garage, you just wouldn't believe the entire row of beautiful cabinets. So, Closets by Design, customized for you, family run, 22 years, doing it right and giving you incredible savings. 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. If you're looking for closets, there's only one place to look, right there, Closets by Design. You can call them now at 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
Your brother's got an EV, your mom's got an EV, your cousin's got an EV. Don't you want one too? If you've ever thought about purchasing that electric vehicle, time's running out. Federal tax credits expire next week. I'll explain why and what you should do if you want one tomorrow on Seattle's Morning News.
Chris Sullivan's Choke Points on Seattle's Morning News. Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first. Because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. I'm here with good news. Guardian has flexible financing options. With Guardian's acclaimed services, you can upgrade or repair your roof, gutters, and insulation. Call to hear about our flexible financing options or visit guardianroofing.com.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless.
And because we've performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com and let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently.
Go to k2visionrle.com.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. If you plan to use the carpool lanes along SR 167, you'll soon need a flex pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump, with Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. behind him, says the drug acetaminophen can be associated with an increased risk of autism. His message to pregnant women:
for some reason, with this, they keep taking it. Don't take Tylenol.
CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook points out
it can be dangerous for a pregnant woman to have fever and pain. Not only dangerous for her, but dangerous for the developing fetus. And that's why Tylenol, acetaminophen, has been used for decades. In terms of alternatives during pregnancy, there really is no good alternative for pain and fever because things like aspirin and nonsteroidal anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen, they can have very serious side effects. And that's why the recommendation has been from societies, and also you heard it today, to use the smallest possible dose for the smallest number of days possible.
In a statement to CBS News, Kenvue, the maker of Tylenol, says independent sound science clearly shows that taking acetaminophen does not cause autism. Late-night TV host Jimmy Kimmel is returning to his show tomorrow night after ABC does an about-face on its indefinite suspension after Kimmel's comments about the shooting death of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti in Los Angeles on what ABC owner Disney had to say.
They say, quote, "We made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country." They go on to say it was a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached a decision to return the show on Tuesday.
TV owner Sinclair says it will replace Jimmy Kimmel Live across its ABC affiliate stations with news programming. West Point law professor Tim Bakken is suing the school and its leaders, claiming denial of free speech. Loyola Law School professor Lori Levinson.
It looks like in response to executive orders and other statements by the administration, the military academy is withdrawing books, telling professors what they can say and do, what they can publish, and even what opinions they can express in the classroom.
The mother of the man killed in a shooting at a country club in Nashua, New Hampshire Saturday night says her 59-year-old son stood up to protect his family from the alleged shooter. 23-year-old former employee Hunter Nadeau is charged with 1 count of second-degree murder. CBS News Boston's Paul Burton.
What is not clear at this time is the motive. Right now, we don't know why he did this. He is being held without bail. He is due back in court on October 1st for a probable cause hearing.
This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Coming up, a UW student suspected of shooting a Wazoo football player in Pullman. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, this report brought to us by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Seattle to Everett, Bellevue to Everett, plan on 1-hour trips. I-5 is heavy from 520 all the way through Linwood. 405 now has scattered backups between Kirkland and Alderwood. You're really thick through Kirkland. Linwood to Seattle is just a half hour, looking pretty good. You've got a backup in Linwood, but it's short-lived. And then you're clear all the way till you reach Northeast 50th in the U District down to I-90. North 5 is going to jam up, approaching the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, you're looking good, 20-25 minutes on both routes. It's going eastbound across the lake. Seattle to Bellevue is taking a half hour on I-90. You're bumper-to-bumper from I-5 across Mercer Island due to road work. Eastbound 520, however, is wide open, taking less than 15 minutes. Seattle to Federal Ways at a half hour. Tacoma to Olympia also looking good at just 40 minutes. Lake Washington Windows Autumn Savings Event is on now. Save $500 per window, $1,000 per door, plus enjoy 0 payments, 0 interest for 12 months. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. A Washington State football player was shot at a party early Sunday morning. Now police suspect a UW student pulled the trigger. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi reports.
Redshirt freshman Sone Falialo was shot in the stomach during a fight early Sunday morning. He's expected to make a full recovery. Investigators are searching for UW student Ja'Cory Buchanan, who's accused of pulling a gun and firing during the brawl. According to court documents obtained by KIRO 7, Falialo said he'd been asked to help with security at the party and that the fight broke out when the suspect assaulted a girl in the backyard. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Just in, a 31-year-old man is in serious condition after he was shot multiple times near West Seattle this afternoon. Seattle Fire rushed into Harborview. Police say they found over 20 rounds at the scene on 27th Avenue Southwest. They are still searching for that shooter. Not clear yet what led up to the gunfire. The 13-year-old boy accused of planning a mass shooting in Pierce County will remain in custody at least for the next 2 weeks. Pierce County Deputy Carly Capetto.
We have not been able to determine what he had planned for his target. However, enough evidence has been collected to indicate we had stopped something very significant.
And today, a judge ruled the boy would remain in custody until plans are made for his education, around-the-clock monitoring, and counseling. Deputies say they recovered 23 guns and boxes of ammunition at the boy's home in Parkland. For the first time since 2001, the Seattle Mariners have a good shot at clinching the American League West. KIRO News Radio's Heather Bosch explains the math.
There are 6 games left in the Mariners' regular season, and right now the team is tops in the division with the most wins. The Houston Astros are second, given that
3 is a magic number.
710 Seattle sports producer Mike Lefko explains for the M's to win the AL West title,
some combination of 3 things involving them or the Astros have to happen.
Either the Mariners win 3 games or the M's win 2 and the Astros lose 1, and so on. That could happen as early as Wednesday night.
And the Mariners could also clinch a wild card spot tomorrow night if both the M's and Yankees win. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cleared tonight, more sunshine tomorrow. Also some hazy skies, highs in the mid-70s. Right now, 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hello again, everyone. It's good to have you with us for this event. It figures to be an exceptional one that doesn't need any buildup.
Thank you. How about yourself? Right there. Champ is hurt. All right. Here we go. Where are you people?
I need this paper later on. I'm going to really be mad. YouTubers, I know you can't talk to one another right now. Don't worry about it. We're working on that.
There you go. Oh, now that's the closest. High inside. Did he come around? He did. Strike down. Yeah! wow, the Mariners' favor.
Yeah.
Hey,
You excited?
Hey, did we win?
Did we win? We dominated. Went into Houston and showed them there's a new kid on the block.
Ooh.
Showed Houston the door and said, your time has come and gone, Astros.
You better start banging on some more trash cans.
That's right. They're going to be sitting on the couch this October for the first time in a long time.
Are they out?
Well, if this playoff started today, they would be.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but the playoffs don't start today.
Try to explain the math in the hardest way. Go ahead.
In the hardest way possible?
Yeah, 'cause I heard somebody try to do it earlier. Go ahead.
It's not that hard.
Okay, go ahead. Here we go.
Magic number's 3.
Okay.
You need a combination of Mariners wins and Astros losses to equal 3.
Okay.
For example, the Mariners win 3, they're in.
Okay, well, that was easy.
Wow.
For example, the Mariners win 2, and the Astros lose 1.
That would get you 3.
That gets you they're in.
There we go.
Mariners win 1, Astros lose 2.
Okay.
That's 3. They're in.
Ooh, okay, wow.
Combination of 3.
Got it.
Aha.
Okay. Wow.
The Mariners could go, and they won't.
Now it's going to get confusing.
Well, they could go 0-6 the next 6 games. But guess what would need to happen? The Astros would need to lose 3.
That's it.
Because it equals 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's so again the magic number is
3.
Okay.
Terry.
3.
Terry.
Turkey train a turd.
Wow.
That's the Irish. Okay, so are we? It seems completely obtainable.
Completely, especially considering you have the worst team in baseball in the Rockies coming to Seattle for a 3-game series.
Ooh.
Okay, good.
Enticing.
Yes.
Get the 3, secure the wild card, and then so we've got the people are over the weekend. People, hey, Padres, don't forget the Padres. And it's like, okay, kind of, there's more for me to think about. I know the Phillies have clinched, right? They've got theirs. So what do can we start to look at
That's the National League.
Yes,
I know, I understand that.
Yeah.
But are we starting to look ahead, like who would we possibly, what could be some showdowns?
In an actual playoff scenario?
Yeah, just give us a general, like who else? I'm looking past the 3.
Okay, so right now you know, well, you don't know, but most likely the Blue Jays are going to be the number 1 seed overall, so they'll have home field throughout the playoffs as long as they win.
Okay.
In the American League. The Mariners right now are the 2 seed.
Yes.
Which is a great thing because they would skip the wild card round and go straight to the divisional round and face, I believe, the winner of the Central and a wild card team. They'll face off each other. So, all right, you want to know who's still in it pretty much is what it comes down to?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't care about all that stuff. Who we got?
Really, really compelling race between the Tigers and the Guardians.
There we go. All right.
In the AL, the Tigers are free falling. They got like a game lead against the Guardians, and they're facing off in a 3-game series. That should be really fun.
I say something. This is the beginning of the season. April, this is the Aaron that I know from April.
Yes.
And we go into the dark Aaron, like in July.
Yeah.
He's all skulking around.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Doesn't care about recipes, right? Leaving her early.
Yeah.
You know,
I was never sulking. But down the stretch, I said I was officially nervous after that rough road trip.
You're also tired of talking about it.
Right.
That's true.
Okay,
that's true.
Right, because everybody talks to Aaron.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, hey,
gee, what happened, Aaron?
I don't know your name, but like, how about them Mariners? Yeah. This is your job. This is your cross you have to bear. Okay, thanks.
I'm fine with it.
Good. All right, there we go. Took care of that. And 3 is the magic.
3.
Is it 2 or 3?
3.
I think it's 4.
It's 4. 4 is the magic.
Yes.
And what about rapture? Does rapture come in and affect anything?
The
White
what do you
Sox.
guys keep talking about the rapture for today?
Come on, man. It's tomorrow.
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just
I
the
hope not.
Christians.
Yeah.
I hope it's not tomorrow.
It
'cause
is official.
The Mariners have a playoff to clinch here.
Wouldn't
Imagine
that,
certain
wouldn't that be
players
our
going
luck?
up,
Come
others are
on,
just
man.
rolling around
Not
in the
now.
dirt.
Can the rapture wait till November?
Do we know who on the team is devout?
Okay, moving on. I guess this is good news. This must be some comfort for people. Have they definitely confirmed that this is Travis Decker's remains? Do we know for sure?
They have not via DNA, but all but.
Right. Chelan County Sheriff says.
After 111 days of searching for Travis Decker.
We found some remains when we were flying our drone and were able to get a on-the-ground confirmation they were human remains.
Hundreds of officers on the ground, in the air, and in the water. Thousands of hours of investigating, all leading to Grindstone Mountain.
A decomposed body with bone fragments spread around the hillside, along with clothing and other personal items that matched what we believe to be associated with Mr. Decker.
Those remains were found close to where the girls' bodies were located, but outside of any search area these teams walked before.
Mountainous, we were over 4,000 feet of elevation. It was not on a trail. It was through deep brush, and it was not an area that we had already searched before.
Sheriff Morrison telling us finding Decker was not an if, but a win.
We've made it very clear that we weren't going to give up, that we understood this could be in for the long haul. If this search didn't work out, we would have been back next month doing another search. Our detectives have never lost faith.
Also, this community, these 3 little girls and their families can get answers.
We're just hoping that this will bring the closure that our community's been looking for, brings justice to Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, and hopefully bring some closure for Whitney and her family so they can rest a little bit easier at night.
Okay. Yes. Just some other national news. This happened. I was in Sacramento on Friday, and I happened to hear some people talking about this. This guy, 64, 65 years old guy, he gets out a gun, goes to the ABC affiliate there, and fires a bunch of rounds into the building. Doesn't kill anybody, but he's shooting his gun in there. The police come by and arrest him. He goes before a judge, and the judge is like, man, let's see, firing a gun into a building. How about $200,000 bail? The guy makes the bail and walks out and promises not to shoot anybody else. Crazy. Well, then the federal government hears about this thing. The DOJ goes in, and a couple hours later, they arrest him with federal charges, and they go and get him. After the judge in Sacramento says, let's see, you're firing a gun, a 9mm, into a building because you're mad about Jimmy Kimmel. But give us $20,000, you can go out the door. And maybe a year from now, because we're so backed up, we'll have your case come forward. But does he have a gun? Yeah, he's got a gun. In fact, the DOJ, the feds come in, they arrest him. They go to his house because they get a search warrant. He's got stuff all over the place. Oh, next big event, next big horrible thing happening. I think the 24th of September. They go and look at his car. He's got all this stuff about, I bring the death penalty back. If we can bring the death penalty back for people that you refuse to accept elections. He's this whole list, kill list. Why did they let him go? And the original report was his motives were unsure of the motives. Really? So many kooks out there. How about the protest over at Como? Fox 13 talks about people that were demonstrating out in front of Como because, Jimmy Kimmel.
It's not for sale! Dozens of demonstrators line the outside of Como Plaza, home to Seattle's ABC affiliate, carrying signs and making their voices heard. Messages like, cancel culture is hot right now, freedom of the press, and dump Disney line the street. Cars honking in support.
ABC has canceled a late-night talk show host, Jimmy Kimmel, because he said something that irritated the administration.
The protest comes after ABC announced it was pulling Jimmy Kimmel Live just days after his Monday night's comments on Charlie Kirk's killing. President Trump celebrating the decision online and congratulating ABC and its parent company Disney for, quote, having the courage to do what had to be done.
The First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason. It's the most important one. And to see our administration selectively punishing people.
I wonder if you ask this guy, First Amendment, okay, you understand, so the federal government's not allowed to infringe, but do you believe in hate speech? Do you think the government should stop hate speech? Do you think that people have the right? Do you think violence or words are violent and violence should be met with violence? I'd ask this guy. I don't know who he is, but he's obviously out there protesting. So just see if he's just consistent with his views of speech.
For what they say is the road to tyranny really quick.
Conservative activist that was just assassinated, it was one of his key things that he was fighting.
What kind of activist? What do you call the guy?
Conservative?
Road to tyranny really quick.
Conservative activist that was just assassinated, it was one of his key things that he was fighting for, his free speech. So this is something that should be uniting us.
Yeah, I don't agree with the fact that Brendan Carr came in there from the FCC and says, we did this the easy way or the hard way. That's like mafia talk, right? Should have just completely stayed out of it. If he hadn't stepped in it, this thing would have been able to kind of brew and get going and just let ABC do it. But since the federal government steps in there, then you get everybody going, oh, First Amendment rights. Listen, there have been a number of people on the other side that aren't big fans of the First Amendment rights. You can see exactly how John Kerry says, well, the thing that kind of gets in our way is this First Amendment. If we could just sort of overstep, get over that, we could really start to stop all this misinformation and disinformation. We should have the government can do that. We know that the Biden administration, whoever is running the auto pen at that time, they directly told the FBI to make sure you put sort of, kind of a little bit of pressure on Facebook and Twitter to make sure that, we take people down or you shadow ban people because we don't like the stuff that's being said. In fact, Twitter, just about a week before the election in 2020, was able to suspend Charlie Kirk and take his stuff off for a little while because look at the influence that he had in the election. So listen, it goes on and on and on. It's a shame that the FCC under Carr stepped in the middle of it. Should have just left it as it was and then let, people eat their own there on that one. Jimmy Kimmel comes back tomorrow. Who is Como released? What they're going to do? Is this the Sinclair group? They're part of it. Here's the way it works. If a big group, Sinclair, Cox, whoever owns a bunch of TV stations, they can say to the producers of the show, we don't want to run it. We don't like it. We're going to replace it with something else. And that they don't. Disney or whoever produces the stuff doesn't want that because then they don't get a chance to run the spots in there. And the local affiliates paid a whole lot of money for this thing. So, they basically put pressure on Disney because they didn't like what was being said. They felt that it was in poor taste. And they were the ones put the pressure. Then you get a Carr stepping in there from the FCC and getting it all mixed up. But what does Sinclair say?
They said beginning Tuesday night, Sinclair will be preempting Jimmy Kimmel Live across our ABC affiliate stations and replacing it with news programming. Discussions with ABC are ongoing as we evaluate the show's potential return.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
News at 11.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 million viewers for it. The memorial had about 65 to 70,000 people showed up. 5 hours, the total time for the memorial service yesterday there in Arizona. 20,000 people were turned away. They said at least 200,000 people were watching somehow in that area. Trump was there, and he spoke, I think, was he last to speak? I think no?
I don't know.
No. Okay. I thought he was something near the end there.
Probably.
He says.
In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was. He was a missionary with a noble spirit and a great, great purpose. He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie.
Yeah, so he looks off the teleprompter. Normally these presidents, these people speaking these teleprompters, they look right, left. He delivers the one line about not hating his enemies, stops, looks straight ahead. Now you know he's off the prompter, and he adds in there, that's where Charlie and I disagreed. And I said to Nick today, because she's like, oh, I can't believe it. I said, here's the thing about Trump. You know where you stand with a guy. Here it is.
I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erica.
So he looks to Erica because he knows that she has just, I think, gotten up on stage prior and forgiven the alleged assassin of her husband. Just, about a week or something later. So she says, I forgive you. And she mentions Christ on the cross. Father, forgive them for they know not what they have done. I forgive you. I forgive. Same way the Pope. Remember, Pope John Paul II is forgives the man that shot him, I believe, 7 times. There's a famous photograph of the Pope in the hospital. I think he's in the guy's prison off to the side, not in the cell, but in this holding room. And the Pope is there listening to the man, and they're praying together. So the president says, I hate my opponents. I can't help it. Forgive me, Erica. I'll pick up the last part right here again.
I'm sorry, Erica. But now Erica can talk to me and the whole group, and maybe they can convince me that that's not right, but I can't stand my opponent.
No, he doesn't. He's a vengeful guy. But that's part of it. And that's what you get, and that's who he is, and that's why people voted for him. Is he trying to be a better person? Takes a lot.
At least he's consistent.
Takes a lot. Yeah. We don't have time for her forgiveness, but it's quite a moment to watch the widow who's still, I'm sure, dealing with all of the sort of personal behind-the-scenes things that have to go on. She says she still hasn't gone into their bedroom yet, still hasn't looked at his clothes or anything else of her deceased husband. And I'm sure she's just caught in a whirlwind of both political and social and business. I don't know when she'll finally have some time to really mourn the loss of her husband. Let's go to Nate over there checking traffic. Nathan. All
right, John, Bucky's Complete Auto Care has our update. We've got a new crash in Renton. It's North 405. It's State Route 167. It's blocking the HOV lane. You're backed up to I-5. This is stretching back into 518, so eastbound 518 starts to get packed back at Highway 99. South Center to Bellevue, plan on a half hour. Coming the other way, Bellevue to Renton is a half hour. Heavy volumes from Southeast 8th and Bellevue down to the VMAC. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. You're slow from Mercer all the way through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, an hour 5. It's scattered backups from Kirkland into Alderwood, and then really fixed still between Kirkland and Totem Lake. Linwood to Seattle is just a half hour. You are crowded in Linwood and then packed again from Ravenna Boulevard down to I-90. North 5 jams up at the West Seattle Bridge into downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, we're doing pretty good this afternoon. 20-25 minutes tops on both I-90 and 520. It's going the other way. Eastbound 90 is bumper to bumper from I-5 across Mercer Island due to road work. Seattle to Bellevue on 90 is eastbound 90 is taking a half hour. Eastbound 520, though, is wide open. For over 50 years, Bucky's has provided oil changes, brakes, factory service, and more with expertise and good old-fashioned service. No appointment needed. Friendly financing available. Visit Bucky's.com. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, I'm going to make a wild guess. You ready? I'm going to guess for some of you, you take better care of your car, your truck, than you do yourself. And you've got a little friendly reminder that's up there in the windshield, a little plastic sticker that says how many miles until you change the oil, or it's got a date next to it. Maybe every once in a while, you're at a light, you look up at it, and you go, ooh, I got 3,000 miles more to go. I better change the oil. You know that. Why? Because if you don't change the oil, the car starts to go bad. And next thing you know, seizing up the engine, the whole thing's ruined, you got to replace it. But when it comes to your body, you don't have a little sticker up there telling you. You know who's going to put that sticker there for you so that you can have a longer life? Because let's face it, you can replace your car, you can't replace yourself. Longevity Medical Clinic. I wish they had a little sticker that would go up there. It would tell you 4 times a year you go into a blood draw. And then 2 weeks later, you're on the phone for an hour. And that doctor at Longevity Medical Clinic, as they've been doing for 25 years, they look at the early indicators of particular things that really, really hurt us, like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer, and then they're proactively stopping them, slowing down, and extending your life. Think about that little plastic sticker and think about Longevity Medical Clinic, really taking good care of you. Take the free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO News Radio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
My name is Jack Lamb. I'm the CEO and owner here at Aslan Brewing Company in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. We're an organic brewery, about 80 employees. I'm a member of AWB because I know that they're advocating for me as a business. One of the greatest benefits of being a member of AWB is AWB's health choice. It's amazing. I mean, it beats all the other competition, all the other quotes I get for my insurance. We look to health choice to round out that compensation package to truly make it sustainable for us long term. When we know we have to save a lot of our money to give back to the community, this helps us really inject worth and value into our employees. I feel like I can trust Health Choice because it's backed by AWB and because AWB has always been there for me.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living Difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granello.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
After being pulled off the air last week, late-night host Jimmy Kimmel is returning to ABC airwaves tomorrow. That announcement from parent company Disney after it suspended Kimmel for comments he made surrounding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Brian Steinberg is senior TV editor for Variety.
Clearly, what Kimmel did last week did not please the entire U.S. audience. It's hard to do, but it came at a time when an incident just happened. It was very fresh and very raw, and it clearly struck some nerves.
Well, tonight, the Sinclair Broadcast Group says it will preempt Kimmel on its ABC affiliates with news programming. Sinclair owns Como TV in Seattle. The company says discussions with ABC are ongoing. Cascade PBS is cutting 16 jobs now that Congress has eliminated all funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. More from KIRO Newsradio's Frank Lindsay.
The Seattle-based outlet says it's losing $3.5 million a year. President Rob Dunlop calls the defunding of the CPB devastating. He says it affects more than 300 public media stations across the country. Cascade PBS will stop producing long-form written journalism and focus on streaming and local video series. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Federal trial begins in Seattle this week to decide if Amazon duped customers into buying a Prime membership, then made it hard for them to cancel. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon says the Federal Trade Commission filed that lawsuit a couple years ago.
The complaint says Amazon used, quote, manipulative, coercive, or deceptive user interface designs known as dark patterns to trick those customers. Now, neither Amazon nor the FTC responded to requests for comment. Amazon has previously denied any wrongdoing.
Costco is recalling more than 3,000 pounds of Kirkland signature ahi tuna poke. FDA says the product contains green onions that tested positive for listeria. The contaminated poke was sold across 33 states, including Washington. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 5:32. Here's Nate Connors.
It's busy out there, Aaron. Let's start you with our latest collision that's in Renton, North 405 at State Route 167. Takes up your HOV lane. You're backed up to I-5. And this has eastbound 518 packed from Highway 99 over to 405. So South Center to Bellevue is taking you a half hour. Coming the other way, Bellevue to Renton is a half hour. It's heavy from Southeast 8th to the VMAC. There is a little crowding down there in South Center near our collision. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. Slow from Mercer through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, you've improved to 55 minutes. Still looking at scattered backups from Kirkland into Alderwood. Everett is looking good once you get up there. Linwood to Seattle down to 25 minutes. You're slow in Linwood, and then heavy again from Ravenna Boulevard in the U District down to I-90. North 5 jams up approaching the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Across in the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, looking good, taking right around 20 minutes on both I-90 and 520. It's eastbound 90 that is packed from Rainier Avenue all the way out to Island Crest Way due to road work on Mercer Island. Seattle to Bellevue on eastbound 90 is going to take you a half hour. It's wide open, taking just 15 minutes on eastbound 520. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A nice, calm evening tonight. Tomorrow, some haze starts to roll through from wildfire smoke, but should be relatively calm, moderate air quality for most, and highs in the mid-70s. Right now, 70 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Here we go. We'll spin the giant Wilcox Family Farm Eggs recipe wheel. Teeny, if you'd be so kind, give it a quick spin. Get your leg out of the way. Get your leg out of the way. Get Teeny. Okay, well, whatever. That's landed on me. And my egg recipe is get yourself 2 Wilcox Family Farm Eggs recipes. And downstairs in the little room that we have that doubles as a cafeteria.
Ooh.
Yeah, get those. Don't forget to pay for them. Learn that lesson.
Not free.
Thought they were. Apparently, they're not. And you got to eat, and you buy them and then eat them. There you go.
Ooh,
okay. There.
Wow. What about the juice?
Sorry, Teeny. That's the best I got. That's like, oh, shush up.
Do you drink it?
The juice, yes.
Talking sports with Rye. He's your go-to guy for any game or feat of athleticism. Talking sports with Rye. Give the guy a try, although he only got his job from nepotism. He'll tell you the score, holding it 2x4, and have the crowd cheering, begging, asking him for more. Yeah, we're talking sports with Rye.
Rye Roller. It was just this time last week when we asked you what will be the final score as the Seahawks take on the New Orleans Saints. And you said 15-35.
Not bad.
No. Little football music.
Not bad, though.
No. How about that? Head coach Kellen Morin said, well, we got a lot of problems. It's all on me. Should have gotten the team better prepared. Wasn't prepared. Adversity, we never quit. Then he goes through the list of all the problems that happened. How's the team going to describe how they're going to come back from something like this? It wasn't clean, not clean enough. Too many penalties, too many problems. But, we never quit and adversity and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
What happened to the Saints?
Very surprising. And you rarely see this kind of game at the NFL level. Yeah, it was very strange. And when Joe asked me what sort of audio do I want, I asked for one specific play, maybe not a super remarkable play, but it was clear that this game was being held together by mud and sticks.
Okay, here's the one play you asked for. You ready?
Yeah.
Here comes the blitz. Ball is slapped down as Sam Darnold tried to find his receiver. Blitz was coming. Now there's a late flag thrown out in the middle of the field. We might get a call against the Saints like an unsportsmanlike conduct. And if that's the case, the officials are talking about it. Here again, Alex Moore, our referee.
Play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 90. The penalty before it's half the distance to the goal is an automatic first down.
That's Brian Greasy, one of the defensive linemen in his third year out of Clemson. First penalty of the game. Dave, one of the keys that I had written down, the Saints, like 20 penalties on the season, and the Seahawks just 4. The Saints have really been highly penalized, and that's a huge one there.
There were so many highlights, so many lowlights for the Saints. Why that one particular play? Did you ask that? Why?
Up until that point, this game looked like a normal NFL football game, right? They got the ball to start. They go for it on the fourth down. Rattler overthrows Camaro. We get the ball from about midfield. And then right when that penalty happened, everything just collapsed into the ground. And it just became this almost embarrassing version of something you could barely call football was being played.
Wow.
Like the Saints were such a disaster yesterday. Like we didn't have to do much, which is why this like builds me to my next point that like not a lot of teams are just going to roll over and let us do that to them. Like, yes, Seattle played well offensively. Darnold almost had a perfect passer rating. He only attempted 18 passes on the game. But like a lot of this was just handed to us. Their special teams was horrible. Ours was good, but I grade special teams on a pass-fail base. Okay, and the Saints failed yesterday, and we passed, and that's why we were, they just spotted us like 21 points in the first quarter. It was such a strange enigma of a game, and the Saints looked completely unequipped to play an NFL game. Like it looked like they had never played organized football before, and it's great because like, hey, the Seahawks get a stress-free, just blow them out win, but not a lot of teams are just going to do that for us. And this is going to sound like such a pessimistic like sports fan view, but like we didn't run the ball really well yesterday, and that's what our whole offense is predicated on. And that's the stuff I look at in games like this. I know we won by a bunch of points, and we ran it up on them, and our backups are in by the fourth quarter. But like I'm worried about the wide zone, which is what our offense is built around. Like that didn't look so great.
No.
But overall, easy win. Spencer Rattler, he's 0-9 now as a starting quarterback in the NFL. The Saints are years and years, and maybe even more, decades away from being a good team. So I'm proud of the backups that stepped up in the secondary for Seattle. I'm proud of Sam Darnold playing really clean operational football. All things came together yesterday. But overall, it's like, is this really a measuring stick game? Like when Alabama plays Grambling State or Ball State or you name it, like, do those Alabama fans go, hey, look, we're going to be a great team this year? No, they go, well, whatever. It was Grambling State. It doesn't matter. That's sort of my approach to this game. Okay. We need to be better because I remember we got way over our skis. The Seahawks were 3-0 last year through three games. And then next thing you know, you blink your eyes and the team was 3-3. And then down the stretch in that year, we got blown out by teams like the Packers, and the Vikings beat us late as well. So it's like we need to be measured in our response to this game. We are not some world-beating team that's, heads and tails above other teams in this league. The Saints lost this game. We didn't have to do much. All we had to do was get off the bus and put our jerseys on, and we were going to win. Like, the Saints gave this one to us. So as happy as I am, I'm still just like, all right, whatever. It's a tune-up game.
Yeah, you wrote to me, I don't know what time it was, this is a gong show, and then you said the Saints need to be playing Brewster. The Brewster Bears are next on their schedule.
Yeah, that's the team I do play-by-play for. Yeah. And it was a gong show. It was embarrassing. It was really embarrassing. It was a flag on almost every single play. They were completely disorganized. They couldn't handle a hurry-up offense when they tried it. They couldn't handle the stadium noise. Their poor quarterback, who has absolutely nothing to work with, couldn't get anything going downfield. They couldn't run the ball. Their only option, or I thought going into the game, doing a lot of research on the Saints, was like, hey, if they can just get the ball to Kamara on checkdowns or on screen plays, they could be a competitive offense in this game. They couldn't even do that.
But our offense, were we able to run the ball? And if not, why not?
Not really. Well, it was such a weird game, and this is such a hard game to dissect and analyze because Seattle kept starting with the ball on, like, the plus 50. Like, our starting field position was so good in this game that your standard, regular, like, scripted offense is sort of thrown out. Like, we're blocking punts. We're returning kicks to the 50-yard line. Like, let's take advantage of that and try to score. So, I don't know. This game really ends up as just sort of a twisted, like, you can't really draw too many conclusions. Yeah. But good teams blow out bad teams. So, Seattle, after a demoralizing Week 1 loss, corrected the minor mistakes that happened in that game, and they've looked a lot better.
When do we get people going, okay, Sam's good? When does that come around?
Well, Darnold is good, and he looked really good yesterday. He had a little bit of pressure in his face a few times. Again, he only attempted 18 passes yesterday.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But he made some good plays, and Jackson looked good. And by the way, Torrey Horton, number 14 out of Colorado State. When we drafted him, I facetiously texted my friend, this guy's going to be a future Hall of Famer, because I was a big fan of him at Colorado State. He showed up. He returned a punt for a touchdown. He also caught a pass in the end zone. Love him. Love that he's emerging as a second option on this team. Overall, there's not really too much to say. Just a dominating performance. Thursday, it was great that we were able to get our starters out of the game in the fourth quarter, rest them up, turn around. We got to travel to Glendale and play the Cardinals.
What's the score? Cardinals, Seahawks at Cardinals.
You know,
come on now.
28-24, the Seahawks win.
Ooh.
Hallelujah.
There we go. Take it to the bank. Thanks, Rye Roller. 28-21.
Four.
Okay. All right. I'll see you back at the barn. Thanks, Rolls. Bye-bye.
All right, see ya.
Love.
Thanks.
There he goes. Here comes Nate over there checking traffic for you one more time. Nathan.
Thanks, John. Seattle Sports has our quick update. Renton, North 405 at State Route 167. A collision blocks your HOV lane. That's why you're backed up to I-5. South Center to Bellevue, plan on a half hour. Bellevue to South Center, also a half hour. Heavy volume still from Southeast 8th and Bellevue to Cold Creek Parkway. From there, it thins out, but you're still crowded all the way down to Northeast 44th at the VMAC. South Center is cleared out. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. You're crowded from the U District through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett has improved to 55 minutes. Still heavy, though, through Kirkland and Totem Lake, but then you're going to clear out near Northeast 160th as you head into Bothell. Linwood to Seattle down to 25 minutes. Slow in Linwood and then packed again from Ravenna Boulevard to I-90. North 5 is going to jam up approaching the West Seattle Bridge. And as you head across Mercer Island, eastbound 90 is packed from Rainier Avenue all the way out past Island Crest Way due to our long-term road work that will be with us for the next 2 weeks. Seattle to Bellevue is 25 minutes on eastbound 90, 15 minutes on eastbound 520. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, you're searching for closets. You want to get your house organized. That's a good idea. It's nice because it gives you peace of mind. Everything's in its right place. So you start typing there on Google or something else and pops up. You're like, oh, I'm going to go with those guys. I've heard of them before. May I personally suggest that you go with Closets by Design. Why? Locally owned, family run, 22 years in the business. Plus, here's the thing that sold me. When we had a free consultation, this nice lady comes out to the barn. She was there from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. God bless her, sitting there talking to my wife. And Nick's like, we want to do this and this and this. Here is the best part. Nothing is pre-made. Nothing is pre-designed and standardized parts. Not like their competition. They're coming in and they're customizing it for you. But you're not getting a customized price. You're getting a great price, work done really well. And it's exactly what you want. Plus, you're getting the expertise of Closets by Design. With 22 years, they know exactly what they're doing. And to make it even sweeter for you, huge savings, 40% off, plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing if you need it, and free installation. It's Closets by Design. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
It's G. Scott. School's back, and it's time to rally for the campaign to keep kids healthy. Donate at Safeway checkout to help families afford fresh fruits and veggies. With SNAP Produce Match, every dollar goes twice as far. Learn more at your neighborhood Safeway.
If you're thinking about renovating an attic, spending more time in your sunroom, or building onto your home, a Carrier ductless unit is the perfect solution for climate control. It's efficient, quiet, and incredibly flexible when it comes to installation because there's no ductwork required. It's just one more way we're making your home totally comfortable.
Your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer will improve your home's comfort, air quality, and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find the expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System from Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings, and every Quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at homecomfortalliance.com.
My name is Jonas Khan. I'm the founder and chairman of Carbotex. We're based here in Kennewick, Washington. We focus on the testing, development, and manufacturing of flexible carbon fiber composites, and we have about 50 people here in Washington. Operating a business in Washington State has a whole host of challenges. We're an AWB member because as a small, medium-sized business, AWB is able to handle so many aspects of state and federal regulations and changes that we don't have the resources to focus on. And of course, being able to take advantage of Health Choice has been a huge help for Carbotex. As we're structuring our compensation package for our employees who are coming on board, a cornerstone of that is health insurance. Not just any health insurance, it has to be high quality, easy to use, a great network, and we have that with Health Choice. And that's just been extremely helpful for us.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
The John Curley Show Mailbag is brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Sitting there trying to read some stuff with Trump talking about autism and Amish and stuff. All right, here, Hudson, or never mind. We don't have time for Hudson. We'll get the letter of the day first, take care of all the rest. There we go, Joe.
Jesse B on the YouTube chat says, "Hi, John and Joe. Some people just don't know how to behave, and spoil it for everyone. Long live radio."
There you go. Okay, fine. Dennis in Seattle says, "Hey, buddies, let's have some fun. Let's hear that Eat the Biscuit jam."
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Do that for you tomorrow.
Jeff in Olympia says, "We used Waymo self-driving cars several times during a recent LA trip. Delightful experience at half the cost of Uber."
All right. 206 yellow taxi is the best.
Goose in the 206 says, "Are tickets still available?" Whenever somebody asks me about a sporting event, I speak like that now, and it's embarrassing.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
It'll eventually catch on. Goose in the 206 says...
that's right. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, you did that already. 253, huge nod to Rye. My hubs took a break from listening to... Who's that?
Kevin Harlan?
Whatever.
Yeah.
To hear Rye. See that? There you go. Huh?
Announcer. Jerry in the 206 on Trump, Kimmel, and Charlie Kirk. Sinclair Broadcasting should just sell its stations. Other than Kimmel, late night is just paid advertisements.
Diane in Everett says he's not trying to be a better person. Erica said you don't fight hate with hate. Yeah.
Ivan in Edmonds says the whole Kimmel thing is just a stunt to keep the buzz going. Kimmel has sucked since the Man Show.
Mike in the 206, I can't believe Jimmy Kimmel would want to go back on the air. Horrible ABC. He's worth $50 million. And he can do anything he wants to do. Just a big joke for ABC. Huh.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
Thank you, Teeny. Okay. Giving me a hard time, are we?
Okay, here we go. Letter of the day.
Yeah.
This is from Jessie B. She said, I did a 2-stanza haiku for the chat send-off. I'll send it to the couple I'm in contact with later if we don't hear it. You guys have great commentary of regular dedicated KIRO listeners, and we appreciate your voices every day. Here are the 2-stanza haikus.
With haiku music.
Send off to the chat. Some people just won't behave. Most of you were cool. Beautiful people. Be well, loyal listeners. Thanks for the chat, kids.
It's not gone forever.
Maybe.
Could come back like Jimmy Kimmel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Give it a week. We'll be fine.
All right. Well, all the other letters, we didn't get to them.
That's all right. We never do.
Too busy.
That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Didn't write no more. Didn't write no more.
One of these days.
She could have been in the bathroom or something.
Hanging round my front door.
Fact checking. Sorry, I'm a news guy. There's a traffic guy in there. Nate, what's going on?
Hey, we're starting to wind down out there. We still have this collision, though, in Renton, North 405 at 167. It's in the HOV lane. You're backed up to I-5. South Center to Bellevue, still right around a half hour. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett, right around 50 minutes apiece. Linwood to Seattle, down to 25 minutes. Still slow in Linwood, and then you're going to break free all the way down into the U District, and then it's pretty crammed from the U District to I-90. And eastbound 90, heading over to Mercer Island. You're packed from Rainier Avenue over to Island Crest Way due to our long-term road work. Seattle to Bellevue, 25 minutes. It's half of that on eastbound 520, which is wide open. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
On this day after a Seahawks win,
The clouds have parted.
let us give thanks to the Saints.
Holy catfish!
Saint JSN,
JSN makes the catch, makes a man miss.
Saint Torrey.
He may go 40, 30, 20.
And I was out there running for a mile.
Make it 2 straight wins for the Seahawks.
It was a big win for us.
Now they go for 3 straight against the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Let's go.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising. higher still.
Till the savings Wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang, that one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. Hey, it's Jake Skorheim, and when I needed my roof fixed, Valentine Roofing went the extra mile to get there fast. They got my roof looking like new again. The scheduling was seamless and easy. Even though I couldn't be there, they still got the job done and sent me all the details with a link to pictures and video from the service. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, if those asphalt shingles are cracking and breaking down from years of moss, which is what happened on my roof, if your gutters are sagging, clogged, or pulling away, you should do what I did and call Valentine Roofing. Don't trust your home to anyone else. Those leaves, needles, and branches will fall, and the rain will come. But fortunately, Valentine makes knocking out that fall checklist stress-free. They'll even insulate your attic and clean the exterior of your home. And with zero-down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. This fall, give your home the Valentine it deserves. Check them out online at valentineroof.com or call 206-ROOFING and get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, it's Brock Ewart here, and you got to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It could save you a lot of money and get your family better coverage. First Mark has saved my family thousands of dollars every year. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM.